I think that's the
That would
plan.
be that would be the thing. And we're live. How you loving, family? How you loving? How you loving? How you loving? God morning, God morning, God
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning. So Divine Lady Ninher Song is in the house with us today.
Good
And
morning.
good morning. How you loving? How you loving?
I'm loving well. I'm loving um new experiences. I'm loving well.
Oh, new experiences?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Everything's wonderful.
oh, it's
Hmm.
wonderful. Oh, we love new experiences, don't we? Come on,
Yes.
fam. We love new experiences. All right, let's begin with a deep breath and a meditative moment to prepare for our Course in Miracles lesson 85, continuing with our review and a riveting discussion. Deep breath. Breathe and rid the mind of thought. Breathing, come home to center. Breathing, remember oneness with all. Great Spirit, the all in all, this source of all life is our very being. This source of all life in which we live, breathe, move, and have our very existence, our beingness is in this life, capital L life. And the quality of this life is love. Love for self, love for all, love, being love, seeing love, exuding love, emanating love, and all love's perfect golden qualities. Our mind is clear. Our breath is deep and robust. Body is aligned, healthy, vigorous, vital, youthful, sexy, happy, flexible. Mind is clear and razor sharp. The emotional body cleansed, clear, pristine, holy, meaning whole. Body a secret temple. Our chant for today is Om, and in your own cadence, in your own way, the Om chant, also known as Aum, the Om chant, sacred sound. Om, remember, you are healed on all energetic levels by frequency, energy, sound. And one way in which you heal yourself with sound is with the sound of your own voice. It is a healing frequency calibrated to your own being. This is one reason why chanting is powerful. Deep breath. And we began. Om. Om. Breathing in your own chant. Om, the sacred sound of creation. Clear the mind, clear the body, clear the emotional body, clear the energy field by taking it to a higher vibration, changing the frequency. Frequency is vibration plus information. Scan your being. See, know, experience changed frequencies you now are aligned with. Frequencies of love, clearing out any other frequencies other than love, and all associated frequencies. And again, our sacred chant, intentionally clear, shift your frequency with the most powerful, potent sound instrument you have, your own voice. Deep breath. Om. Om. Clear the mind. Smile. Let peace wash over you. Joy expand from the heart. Let bliss be the way of being, now and forevermore. Amen. Divine Lady Ninhursag, known as Queen Vashti, would you like to offer a prayer for us before we begin?
Yes. Mother, Father God, thank you. We simply come to you and say thank you today for this beautiful, beautiful experience. Thank you for allowing us to come together in this sacred space to share in the love, the unconditional love that is granted here. Thank you for grace and mercy. Thank you for a clear mind and an open, loving heart. We simply say thank you for all that has been granted to us. We pray, Amen.
Ashe, amen.
I would also like to share the miracle prayer. Excuse me. The miracle prayer, which is the Anabacoa.
Yes.
Anabacoa, Gijilat Yuminka, Tatia Tizara, Kabel Renat Amcha Sabinu, Tahiri Nu Nora, Nagabor Doshe Yukateka, Kavacharam, Bakrantaram, Rakameta Zikateka, Timid Galam, Chasim Kadosh, Burav Tufka, Na El Adateka, Yakid Ge'e, Lamchapane, Sokre Kadushateka, Shavatanukabel, Ushma, Tezakatanu, Yodea, Atealamut, Burg Shim, Kavod Malkutu, Alam Ve'ed. Anabakoa, Gijulat Yuminka, Titia Tizara, Kabel Renat Amcha Savinu Tehirinu Nora, Nagabo Doshe Yukateka, Kavacharam, Bakram Taram, Rakameta Zikateka, Timid Galam, Chasim Kadosh, Buruv Tufka, Na El Adateka, Yakid Ge'e Lam Chapane Zokre Kadushateka, Shavatanu Kabel Ushma, Tezakatanu, Yodea Ate Alamut, Buruk Shem, Kavod Malkutu, Alam Ve'ed. Anabakoa, Gijulat Yuminka, Tatia Tizara, Kabel Renat Amcha Savanu Tehirinu Nora, Nagabo Doshe Yukateka, Kavat Sharam, Bakram Taram, Rakameta Zikateka, Timid Galam, Chisin Kadosh, Burov Tuvka, Na El Adateka, Yakike E, Lamchapane, Sokre Kadushateka, Shavatanu Kabel, Ushma, Tezakatanu, Yodea, Ate Alamut. Baruch Shem, Kavod Malkutu, Alam Ve'ed.
Now, having been completely aligned with divine mind and miracles, we open our eyes to engage the third dimension and A Course in Miracles, Lesson 85. Doing so slowly. Move more slowly than you normally would. Blessed day. Blessed day.
God
Blessed
wants
day.
me, yes.
Mwah! And hugs, 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 hugs to our beautiful Queen Vashti, who is an initiated high priestess in the Temple of Mayat in the Mystery School. The Temple of Mayat, Mayat Temple of Love, Light, and Truth is the ecclesiastical arm of the Christian Witches Mystery School, tending to the spiritual needs of all of our witches, wizards, warlocks, magical beings all over the globe. And welcome, Queen Vashti.
Good morning. Thank you, Coach. Thank you.
Oh my God. I'm so happy you're in the studio with us today.
Yes.
Yes,
And yes, it feels good to be in the studio again.
yes, absolutely. And you're going to be here tomorrow as well. You said you can
I'll
be
be
here
here
Sunday and
tomorrow.
Sunday.
Yes, I'm gonna work on my lighting tomorrow. I'm in a new space, so
Oh, that's a new space. This is lovely. We love that. We love that. How is your mind unfolding? Fabulously.
everything's unfolding wonderfully. I'm really just surrendering and just going with it. I'm feeling, some wonderful things have happened recently, so I'm just going with it. I'm not planning anything. I'm not. I'm just open right now. I'm really at peace and I feel free. So I'm just going with it.
We
I'm just
love
going.
feeling free, don't we? We love that.
Yeah, and it's empowering. It's empowering to just be able to finally let go. So I'm
Mm.
happy.
Yeah, it's exuding. It
Yeah,
shows it's exuding. It's exuding. I did a little head wrap thingy and then I didn't want to wrap this part. So I just said, okay, I'm just going to let this part hang down.
I
And
see. Really nice. You look kind of, got your Asian Oriental thing going here.
oh,
Yeah.
it's Asian
Yeah, that's
looking.
what it looks like to me, but I don't have my glasses on. Let me put my glasses on.
Because you never know what Rev is doing.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, you're looking kind of,
it's Asian.
a little Asian flair.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll bring the Asian flair in today. I love the Asian flair. Journey, thank you so much. She said, Rev, you look stunning. Thank you so much, Journey. I, I have to say this before we go into A Course in Miracles. No, I
Yeah.
don't. Go straight into A Course in Miracles, then I'll say it. Okay,
Okay.
85.
Yeah.
Spirit correct me. Really? You do have to say that before A Course? No, I don't. I don't. No, I'm back in alignment. Okay, lesson 85. That will go right after the course order. That will go right after the course. Let me share the screen. Okay, we are at lesson 85. 85 is a review. Today's review will cover these ideas. One, the first paragraph is reviewing lesson 69. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. My grievances show me what is not there and
Mm,
hide from me what I would see. My grievances show me what is not there. Somebody did this to me. Somebody said this to me. Somebody, I don't like what they're doing. I don't like what they're doing over there. All in other people's business. My grievances show me what is not there.
mhm,
Recognizing this, what do I want my grievances for? What do I want them for? If they're only showing me what is not there, they keep me in darkness and hide the light. Why would I want my grievances if all they do is keep me in the darkness and hide the light? Grievances and light cannot go together, but light and vision must be joined for me to see. I have to have light and vision.
to see.
You get up in the middle of the night, right? You turn on the light.
Mhm.
Yes. Light and
Yes.
vision must come together so you can see. So I
Mhm.
don't have light and I don't have vision when I'm in my grievances. To
Mm,
see, I must lay grievances aside. I must choose to take off my grievances glasses, finding problems with other people and situations. I want to see. And this will be the means by which I will succeed. You see, I'll succeed in seeing, you'll succeed in seeing by laying all your grievances aside. Lay aside everything you think is wrong with the world. Lay it all aside. We call it forgiveness. Give forward. Drop it like a hot potato,
mhm.
right?
That's right.
Drop
Drop
it.
it.
Drop it. Specific applications for this idea might be made in these forms. Let me not use this as a block to sight. I like that the way the Course always reminds us that we use things for our purpose and for the purpose of holding on to a grievance. No, I want to be mad at them.
Mhm.
Yeah, they said sorry, but no, they didn't really mean it. So
Mhm.
I'm not forgiving them. I'm going to stay mad in hell, by the way, because somebody else didn't do what I wanted them to do it, the way I wanted them to do it, in the time I wanted them to do it. Oh, it took you this long to apologize? What's going on? Wow. Let me not use this as a block to sight because I want to stay in the light and I want to see. The light of the world will shine all this away. You see, I'm bringing the light. I am the light. You are the light. All are the light. And the light of the world, that is the very self, the beingness, will shine this away. It'll shine this away. I don't need to get mad. I don't need to get my axe and grind it. I don't need to get, a bugger up my butt. I don't need to do any of that. I can let it all go. I have no need for this. I want to see. These are the arrows in our quiver. These are the bullets in the gun. This is ammo for when something comes up. Just in case. I mean, you're in the third dimension. It's a game. You never know what may show up in the game today.
Mhm.
Right? You never know
Mhm.
what may show up in the game. That's why it's such a fun game. You don't know what's going to happen next. Woo, it's a fun game. And this morning, as I was preparing myself for this experience with our global family, I heard this is an energy game. I was like, ooh, spirit, that's good. This is an energy game, isn't it? It's an
Yeah.
energy game. It's not a good looks game. It's not a who you know game. It's not how much money you got game. It's not how many houses you got game. It's not what you do for a living game. It's not who you're the mother of or who the mother is. It's not you're in the royal family. It's not I'm president. It's not any of that. It's an energy game. He who plays the best energy game wins all the time. And that means everyone that's playing the energy game with love wins all the time. Lesson 70, that if you walked into any church and said this, they would run you out. And at one point, they would not only run you out, they would drown you or burn you. Here is the recognition: my salvation comes from me.
Mhm.
What? No, your salvation comes from someone who died on the cross 2,000 years ago. No, your salvation comes only through the one. Through no other means can you get to God. Only through me can you get to God. Now, all of these are a bastardization of truth.
Mhm.
That's all, right? It's a
Yeah.
bastardization of the truth. All we get to do is get it clear and get it straight that everyone's God. So how are you going to need someone to get to God? This assumes an outside God that's way above you, and you can't even get to this God unless you get some kind of intermediary. You need someone to go in between. When you close your eyes, you say, "Oh, here's God. Here is God, right here. No intermediary required, no savior required, no cross required." The Course in Miracles says that Christ, when he's speaking to us, he said that him dying on a cross was an extreme teaching lesson so that
Mhm.
you can understand it. You don't have to do it, and so that you can see there's no such thing as death. The whole story is to show you there's no such thing as death, and it is publicly proven. So, hey, look, now you see me, now you don't, and I'm still here. Okay, I dropped my body when I felt like it, not when people wanted me to do. He said, "You can't take my life, but I can give it up if I want, when I want to. When it's time, when my father says it's time for me to come home, that I will give up this life. You can't take this life from me. No one can take your life. Every death is a suicide. Every soul chooses when they're going to drop this body. Maybe it looks like a bullet. Maybe it looks like a knife. Maybe it looks like cancer. Maybe it looks like an explosion, a war, whatever. That soul is still here right now. Energy doesn't die. Today, I will recognize where my salvation is. Wow. I look for it outside myself. It is in me because source is there. Source with a capital S. Source is here. Source is here. That's where my salvation is because that's where source is. Right here, right where I am, right now, right where you are, right now. No looking required. Close your eyes and here it is. Always been here, always will. You're an energy being. You took on a body. Come home to the truth. My salvation has not left its source, and so it cannot have left my mind. My salvation is still right here, and how do I access it? In my mind. The universe is mental. That's what they told us from ancient Kemet, also known as Egypt. They told us the universe is mental. That's the number one law. All is mind. That's what they told us. All is mind. I will not look for it outside myself. No more looking outside self. Seek but don't find is the mandate of the ego. Seek but don't find. Keep your
Mm.
eyes open. Look at this person, have a problem with them. Look at that person, have a problem with them. Tell your boo you need to change and stop doing this so I can be happy. Tell your kids, sit down and be quiet. Y'all wrecking my nerves. You need everybody and everyone to do something different so you can be happy, so you can be saved. Instead of closing your eyes and cleaning up your own mind. It is not found outside and then brought in. Salvation is not found. Oh, I found it outside. Now I'm going to bring it inside. That's not how it works. But from within me, it will reach beyond. See, you are a fountain. It's not you go searching for something. That's what all the metaphors, all the searching have taught us.
Mhm.
That, right? All the searching. We're looking for the Holy Grail. You are the Holy Grail. It's your heart. Your heart is the Holy Grail. You're looking for the Philosopher's Stone. You are the Philosopher's Stone. You're looking for the treasure. You got a treasure map. You are the treasure. That's what all the stories are about. You closing your eyes and finding it within yourself, finding that you are that which you seek. You are it. You don't even have it. You are it. Hmm. But from within me, it will reach beyond, and everything I see will but reflect the light that shines in me. And in itself, everything I see will but reflect the light that I'm bringing to it. If I'm groping about in the darkness, it's because I refuse to see.
Mhm.
Right? Whatever I see, I bought. I bought with me. Whatever I'm seeing, I bought with me.
Oh.
These forms, right, of the idea are suitable for more specific applications. Let this not tempt me to look away from me, from our salvation. Here go the arrows for your quiver. Here go the bullets for your ammo that you're going to shoot down any grievances. I'm not doing it. Thank you for the temptation. I'm not going to live. That's what the chorus calls temptation. We think temptation was a snake talking to a naked lady in a garden to eat that piece of fruit. This is a metaphor. It's a story. It's a myth. It's a legend to teach deeper truths, esoteric truths that we will never see if we're still looking at the serpent and the lady, the naked lady in the garden with the apple. Oh, please let us not be so elementary. Temptation is a multifaceted thing that's happening all the time. We're always being tempted, but where is the temptation? Inside my mind. Something comes up inside my mind about this person or that person. That's temptation. Here's what you do when you have temptation. Let this not tempt me to look away from me for my salvation. And you may think, oh, that's so egotistical, right? When I first came out of the church, I was like, or the Christian paradigm. That's so, you mean the salvation is in me? It felt familiar and right. And at the same time, it felt like blasphemy. Heresy, uh, witch, right? Because, oh my goodness, what? My salvation comes from me? No, that's not possible. God is in me? No, that's not possible. I'm a sinner. The whole Christian paradigm makes you be down here dust. Where does it place you? It places you at dust, and it places God in the heavens. And what Christ is telling us in the Course is get your mind right. You are God. Okay? God shows up as many things: God, energy, source, infinite intelligence, whatever we desire to call it. It shows up as the all. There's one thing showing up as the all. So let me not look away from within myself to solve this problem, heal this issue in the body temple, heal this issue with the friends, family, children. Let me not look away from myself. Let me not, let me not. Let this not tempt me to look away from me for my salvation. I thought for a minute there, I was going to talk to my friend and tell him, you need to change this, or talk to my boo. You need to change this so that I can be happy. I will not let this interfere with my awareness of the source of my salvation. I will not let this interfere. Ooh, that would have to mean that we are so in command of the mind and the energy field that we are have hooked it up to love, divine mind, and that we've chosen to stay in divine mind and stay in love, that we would see something. First, we would have to be aware, and then we would have to say, I will not let that I close the door to grievances. I'm not going to let it in. I'm not going to let this interfere with my awareness of the source of my salvation. My salvation comes from me. This is not egotistical, this is the truth. This has no power to remove salvation from me. This has no power to remove salvation from me. Salvation comes from me. Salvation comes from me. My salvation comes from me. It is my decision to choose not to be a nut. That's my decision. Yes? That is my decision, and his decision I alone can make. That I choose not to be a nut. Yes, family? Lovely. What's coming to you, Queen Vashti? Now I can talk about the other thing. What's coming to you about the
Oh
lesson?
no, I was just laughing because you said I choose. Did you say I choose not to be a nut?
Yes, I choose not to be a nut.
I love it. I love it. I choose not to be crazy.
Right.
Yes, it's a decision. Every change starts with the decision, as you have taught us for so many years. Everything starts with the decision. I'm going to make a decision today. I'm not going to be crazy. I'm not gonna feed into these grievances. I'm gonna lay these grievances down so that I can see,
Mm.
so that I can see clearly. Yes. I thought that was so funny when you said I choose not to be a nut.
I think I want to put that in a book of affirmations. I choose not, and make the book Get Your Mind Right. We
Yeah.
all, we need about 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 books on affirmations, all of us in the community. Everybody write some affirmations because they're going to come out different from each person, right?
Mm-hmm. That's
They
a
come
good
out.
idea.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love the affirmations. That's going to go in there. I choose not to be a nut because I can be nutty. I have to also draw a clear distinction because the other day, myself, you, and Queen Hadassah, we have a private chat, right? So as support in the mystery school, as teachers in the mystery school, um, and so we were having a private chat, and in it, and this is a very very powerful thing, family. You can hold others accountable while taking responsibility. It doesn't mean that you never say anything to anyone else. You say, okay, I recognize in myself that this is I don't allow this in myself, and I don't allow this in people around me, right? That we can have those kinds of conversations with people. Don't think that you can never have a conversation with a person that's like, we don't do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
It must come from a place of taking responsibility, that not a projection. In other words, no, that's you doing this. No, no, no. I recognize that I do this, and I'm not going to allow myself to do it, and I'm not going to allow you to do it either around me. No, you can do it wherever you want. We got to take responsibility and own it, right?
That's correct.
And
Hmm.
that's critical, critical, critical. And hold people around you accountable. Like when they start talking, whatever, when I start talking, you know, Catherine Harold, Minister Catherine Harold, she is one of my greatest accountability partners over many, many, many years. Because I'll say something and she'll just look at me and say, Rev. And she's older than me. She's older than me, even though I had the opportunity to teach her. She'll just say, Rev, is that true? I'll be like, damn, no, it's not. Right?
Hmm. Yeah,
Right?
that's right. Mhm.
Is that how you want to show up? No, that's not how I want to show. Oh, okay. Sometimes a simple question, what is that how you rolling? No, okay. Because that's what we do around here. That's keeping the space clean and clear.
Yeah, yeah. We have
So
that kind of relationship, Queen Hadassah and myself also.
what do y'all say to each other?
Queen.
Um, one word.
That's what we say. Queen.
Queen.
And we know that when we hear that from each other, that we need to check our awareness. Like, where are you right now? What are you thinking? What's going on in your head here today? So,
Queen.
yep, one word, queen, and it's kind
Oh,
of how you say it,
oh, it's how
queen.
you say it. How do you have
Yeah,
to say it?
you have to say
Hey,
queen.
Queen. Oh, that's how you have to say it, Queen Hadassah. Queen.
Yeah,
It's a safe word. In other
it is.
words, come back to home base because you were in the bushes. Come back to home base. Is that what it means?
Yes, that's exactly what it means.
Okay. I love it. I love it. I love it. So now here's the question. This is one of the reasons why we ask how you love it. We ask how you love it because we want to know where are you in consciousness, how you love it. Are you in the love? Are we in the projection? Are we in the guilt? Are we in the shame? Are we in the you need to change so I can be happy? No, 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 no. We all need to change so we can all be happy. Salvation comes from each person inside. Yes.
Yes.
So tell us. I got some questions for you. Yeah.
Well, sure. Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So, can you tell us a little bit about your spiritual walk? Like, when did you awaken? When did you know that you were a witch and accept being a witch and say, I'm a witch? I was in an incredible room the other day. We have a special guest also Monday morning. We're lining up lots of guests for our family because we love to hear
Okay.
from people. So, we have a special guest coming. He's coming on Monday morning. So, be here Monday morning, nice and early, after our meditation and our Course Miracles. He will be sharing with us on entheogens, crystals, and ancestral healing. He said those are the three things he loves talking about. Because when he asked, he said, yes, I would be happy to come and speak and share with your peeps. And I said, what do you love? And he said, oh, what would you like me to talk about? He asked. And I said, what do you love talking about? And he said, um, his reply was, entheogens. So those are the plant medicines that cause us to entheos, the in God. These are the plant medicines that cause us to remember that we are divine in nature, like magic mushrooms, and many other entheogens, crystals, and ancestral healing.
Mm.
Those are the things he loves to talk about. And I said, yes, yes, and yes. Delicious, delicious. So, when did you come into this? When did you come into your awareness?
I Now that I am where I am on my spiritual journey, I've always been on the journey. Of course, we know. I forgot because when I was a little girl, I was very well, people call me extra, so
Oh, I
I
love
think I've
that.
always been extra.
Let me tell you, I'm extra. I mean, I love extra.
Yeah, as a little girl, I remember doing magic. Um, I remember actually like knowing what I was doing around 4 years old. Around 4 years old, I was in kindergarten already, and I was smart as a whip, and I was doing magic, and I knew I was doing magic. I didn't tell anyone what I was doing, but I was doing it. I was just doing it. It was my little secret. And then somehow some things happened. I don't remember what they were. And I stopped. I wasn't doing it anymore. And then I remember magical things have always happened to me um throughout my life. Magical things always have happened. So I would notice things, but I still really didn't know. And then, life takes its course and all these things happen to us to shape us into who we are. So around 2006, um, me and two of my sisters, because I have seven sisters and two brothers, and I'm the third oldest. So two of my sisters, because when you have a big family, you have everything. You get a little bit of everything when it comes to the children. So we got a good mix. So two of them are magical, or they're probably all magical, but two of them recognize it and accept it. So we used to have what we call conspiracy theory Sundays, just the
Oh,
three of us. And we
oh,
would get together, yeah, and we would watch all these underground videos.
oh
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, just juiciness,
Yeah, I love
and
it.
whatever we discovered during the week when we had our conspiracy theory Sunday, we always shared and talked about it.
Oh,
So that is the point at which I consciously can say I was on the journey consciously, because I was searching and searching and searching. And at that time I was working, for well, it was my job. So I was working for Federal Express, delivering, which I've told this story. I worked there for 15 years, and I had time to watch YouTube videos. And so I
oh,
was just soaking up all this stuff, just YouTube video after YouTube video. I mean, I was ravenous with it. I was just eating it up. And it would be so crazy that by the time I got off work, I would have like an extreme headache, but I wanted more and more and more.
wow.
So, and that's also how I discovered you too, watching YouTube videos.
Yay! YouTube
So,
has changed the world. YouTube has changed the world, no question about
yeah,
it.
it really has. It has opened plenty of eyes.
Oh, it
Uh,
has. It has been a
right.
university, a spiritual university. It has been astounding. Yeah.
Yes. Now, I always knew that there was something different because I've always had questions, even as a child, that no one could answer. Uh, or they didn't want to answer or attempt to answer, or they didn't know how to answer it. So I've always had that thing. And I, I just wanted more. I knew there was more. I knew somebody lying. I mean, that's basically
Oh,
somebody
how
lying.
did you come to the conclusion that someone was lying? Because we all do get to the point, oh yeah, the headaches are real, Journey. The headaches are real. How
Mhm.
do you get, because all that crap was in our heads and you bust through it, it's like cracking a big shell and being born again. How
Right.
did you come to the conclusion that someone was lying?
Because things weren't adding up, and I was always bright even as a child. So even though I knew that somebody wasn't saying something correct, I never would say it, because I was just that child that I didn't have to bust your bubble, but I had that, the witch's eyebrow, like, yeah,
Mm, that
uh,
ain't it.
something is off here. So I really had came to that realization, and that was sort of, like I said, that was probably around 2006 going further. And then I started learning about the Anunnaki, and
Woo,
I was
woo, woo,
fascinated.
woo, woo,
And
woo.
and so one of
Once
my
you go
favorite,
down the Anunnaki path, there's no
that's
turning
it,
back. There's
no
no turning
turning back.
back.
And as you can see, she gave me her name to use. She
Yeah.
literally gave me her name, then her sock.
Wow.
She allowed me to use her name when I needed a spiritual name. And so I love the Anunnaki. And that was like, there's no turning back after that. Once
You
you
can't unknow it. It's like some searing light just came into your consciousness. Now you can't unknow it.
you can't unknow it. And that's the thing, once what is it, the blue pill? Once you take the
Once
blue
you
pill, that's
take
it.
it,
You can't
that
go back.
is you
Yeah,
can't. You
you can't.
now have gone to Wonderland, Alice, and you
Yeah,
can never be in the normal world normal again. You just can't.
never,
You can't unknow
never.
what you know.
Right. And so just looking and realize and just examining my life and all the things that have happened, that I've experienced, I just knew I was a magical person, and I have magical children and I have magical grandchildren. So I mean, they all came through this portal, so I definitely had to be magical. So once the Christian witch, once I discovered, uh, you know, that this is a thing, I was like, oh yeah, that's me. I know that's me, because I was I was raised as a Christian in a holiness church, And magical things happen in Holiness Church, but people don't
All
think
the
they're magic.
time. Magical things happen in all churches all the time.
Yes. And I know, sitting in church, and I used to always be like, what are these people doing? Why is none of that happening to me? Like,
And
what's
the
going
falling down and the speaking in tongues and the running around and catching the Holy Ghost and all of that. And yeah, yeah,
on?
yeah, 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 yeah. I love all that. I love it.
What's going on? None of that's happening to
It's
me.
all energy. It's all energy. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And now I have a deeper understanding of what it was and what was happening and still happens in church. So I can accept it better. And I've had my own experiences in church. Now, I've never shouted. I don't know if I'm just a control freak or something where I just try to maintain my composure or whatever. But I have had magical things happen in churches. So I knew I was magical. And this is not, now this comes to around, I guess, 2017, early 2017. This is when I'm really discovering my power.
Oh, and how was the power being? Were you doing rituals or were you doing magic over there? How was the power being discovered, or
I
just
had,
through the studying and the
well, I
searching
had
and watching the videos?
just searching because I hadn't started doing anything yet.
Oh,
Uh,
okay,
because I really didn't connect with you maybe until it was 2017, but maybe June 2017.
okay.
So before that, I know something is happening. And I asked for a master teacher. I was like,
Mhm.
I gotta I need some guidance because I can't keep watching these YouTube videos and blowing my mind.
After a while, you need more. You need some kind of
Yeah.
ritualized
And
program,
that's, yes,
especially if
and
you're going to be.
definitely
Yeah, you need some
it was.
kind of. You need to put
Mhm.
yourself on some kind of path, right?
Yes, ma'am. So once I met you or we connected on I that was the video. That was the video why black people are broke or I can't remember the actual.
3 reasons why most Black people aren't wealthy, are not
uh
wealthy. Is
it was
that?
some it's the one where you had on this leopard coat uh
Yeah,
in the car.
yes. The
I
legendary
always tell this
video.
story. Yes, I always tell that story because it's so funny. Because I mean, literally, my thought was, who is this black lady sitting in this car talking about why black people broke with this coat on?
Who is this crazy lady? And what gives her the right to talk about Black people like this?
Well, I didn't care about that part because I was
Oh,
looking for answers. I was
oh,
looking for answers, and if she knew why I'm broke, then maybe I need to listen to her.
maybe I need to listen to this.
Right. So it wasn't even on this is how spirit works.
Yes,
I
that's
was
how it works all the
looking. Right. I wasn't looking for magic. I was
time.
looking for an answer to my problem. My problem was I was broke. I'm working for FedEx. I'm jumping in this truck, in and out of this truck every day. Rain, snow, sleet, shine, what have you. Okay, there's got to be a better way. And
It's
she
got
said she knows why I'm broke. So let me listen to it.
and I do. I
Yeah.
wonder. I do.
So I didn't, come into this, or want to hook up with you, based on magic. It was based on needing,
Money.
needing money. And
Money.
lo and behold, what happens? I binge watch all these videos, and now I'm like intrigued. I'm drawn and I'm binge watching. So I was stalking you. Like I was binge watching like video
Wow.
after video after video. And that's when the magic happened. That's when
Mm.
the magic happened.
Woo,
And
spirit. I love when spirit does that. I love
yeah,
it.
and I said, I don't know who she is, but I got to get next to her. And that's
Mm.
literally what I said. I don't know who she is, but I got to get next to her. And that's when I connected, of all places, on Facebook Messenger, which you said you never checked, but
Never go
somehow
in there.
you checked mine.
It's thousands of messages in there. It's like a no man's land. Facebook Messenger. It's like going
Right.
into the woods. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
So
Wow.
that's when I started. Well, I had kind of, if I go back just a little bit, right before I met you, I had met some wonderful group of people, and I had just on that yes that we always talk about. I had only known them on a Facebook group, and they were having a retreat. This was probably, I met you in 2017, so this was probably in 2016. I had met them, and they weren't saying there were witches or anything like that, but there were powerful beings in that group, and
Yeah.
some powerful things happened to me there in the dream state.
Hmm.
And I knew I had to be powerful, because how am I getting connected with all these powerful beings?
Absolutely.
How is this happening to me? And I'm not a fearful type of person. I've never been afraid. I remember watching scary movies when I was a kid, and like, this not real. I mean, I would say things like that as a young child. This isn't real.
Hmm.
And so I've never been fearful. And I mean, some things really happen. I mean, I'm having dreams, and these people are in my dreams doing things to me. Not bad things, but
Right.
I'm like,
Right.
okay, wait a minute. This
Upgrades to your spiritual system because they work for the alliance, for the alliance of
exactly,
women. Yes. Hmm.
exactly. Because this one gentleman, he put a necklace on my neck. He said, "Well, wear my necklace, and I'm gonna wear yours." And that night, I had a powerful dream, and they were in it.
Wow.
They were doing something right. So things like that have happened to me a lot lately. And actually, a couple of nights ago, I had one of those also, and you were in it. But I'm not gonna tell you about that on this live.
Yeah, you're talking about that offline, right? Yes.
So yes, the that's when the magic actually started kicking in, because they had crystals, they were doing healing, Reiki healings, we were going to magical places when we were on that retreat, and that's what hooked me.
Mm. Mm.
That's what, like, you're in the right place. This is where what you're supposed to be doing. This is
Mm-hmm.
your group of people, right?
Mm.
So and then it just started escalating, going further, and I was getting deeper, and I loved it. And then yes, the rituals did start. I love ritual. Queen Hadassah and myself both, we love, that's our jam,
That's
ritual.
your jam. Y'all be doing that thing too. I'm telling
We
you,
love
it's
ritual.
beautiful.
So,
I'm telling you, it's
and
beautiful.
right. And spirit it's wonderful how spirit works. If you surrender to spirit, it's wonderful how spirit works, because it's not always what it looks like. See, we have to get past seeing with our two eyes and see with the one eye. Or
Mm.
sometimes you don't need to see. Just walk,
Mm. Mm.
and the magic will happen. We can't, you see, with these two eyes we try to control things, and that's how we have those grievances, that we start judging what we see with our eyes, and you're gonna miss it.
Mm.
You're gonna miss it if you because we're still in this human body, so we're in the habit of, because this is kind of how the ego helps to protect us, because if we see a car coming, we have to say, okay, this car is coming. And if I step out here, yeah, it's probably going to hit me. And,
Mm.
maybe I won't die, but it's a possibility. So you still have to be able to use what we know to protect our being, to protect this body, this suit. But when you're on a spiritual walk, you have to close your eyes and trust. And this is where what they call faith, comes in and allows us to walk with grace and mercy, and under the shield of Christ. So
Mm.
we have to be able to allow that to happen. And that's basically what I was learning, and that's what I was doing. Now, it hasn't been an easy road at all.
Whew, what spiritual path is easy?
Even,
Ah.
Yeah, even now, times I'm like, man, why am I doing this? Why
Why?
am I
Because it
doing
is
this?
the more arduous path, it's the more demanding path, it's the more rigorous path. The path of mastery is a rigorous path. And other
Yes.
people are just chilling, and you're like, why am I the one getting up early every single morning?
Yes.
How
Oh
come I
my
can't
God.
stay up and party all night? How come I can't be ratchet? You can't be ratchet. You
Coach,
can't. You have a problem in your
get out of
life.
my head. Get out of
So
my
you're
head
right.
because this week leading up to, because you asked me earlier in the week, and I'm like, oh my God, I got to get up and I got to get dressed.
Get dressed and have myself spiritually aligned to serve.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes. And
yes. Hey, and you
I,
did.
and I said, I didn't give you the, I didn't say okay for 2 days. I was like, wait a minute. Mm-mm.
Right. I was like Saturday and Sunday.
And I said, "Oh, really? Saturday and Sunday?
Free spirit.
Yeah, right." And I said, well, I'll let you know by week's end.
You
Like,
know, and you said yes.
I said yes. Because,
You said
when you, sometimes you can't just, you don't, you need to relax,
mm,
relax and allow. So
mm.
as the days went on, I was like, well, excuse me. Well, it's not so bad. You talking yourself through it. It's okay. I know you get up early 5 days a week. It won't hurt to get up a little early. You can sleep a little bit later. It's
You can take
okay.
a nap.
And you can always take a nap.
I can always take a nap.
Yes. So I agreed. And I'm so grateful that I did. I had to get past myself. I had grievances.
Yeah, yeah. We have early morning grievances. A lot of us
Yeah.
have early morning grievances. And a lot of us can't put our butt in the bed at night. We can't put our butt in the bed at night. So how you gonna wake up early in the morning? You gotta put your butt in the bed like 8,
Right.
9. Because I wake up at 4. So why and when I was in Vegas, I was waking up at 3. So family, the witching hour. The witching hour is lesson 2 in the mystery school. If you are not in the mystery school, what are you doing with your life? Go to ValerieLove.com, click on Ascension so you can get these 40 mystery school lessons. Queen Flash,
Mhm.
I have a question for you about your path because you became a mom very young and then you had an abusive relationship for a long time that you've told us about
Mhm.
publicly. How
Mhm.
did that, you told me that story. When you told us that story, I think we were in Sedona. My mouth
Mhm.
was hanging open. I was like, what? That someone actually tried to kill you. It came close to almost killing it.
Mhm. Mhm. Well, I actually said it. Yeah, let's do this because I can't do this anymore. Let's go ahead and get this taken care of. And he didn't do it. I
Did
was
he
like,
kill
what?
you? And
Oh,
you were like, take me out because I'm
yeah,
not going to keep getting abused.
yeah. I can't do this anymore. Let's just, matter of fact, let's just do it. I,
When someone keeps threatening you and then you finally call their bluff, okay, just do it. They don't do it. They're like, dang, my threat's not working anymore. I'm gonna
right.
kill you, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna kill you. Okay, just kill me.
Yeah. Yeah. I said, if this is the only way that I'm going to be rid of you, let's do it. I can't do this anymore. Let's do it. I can't do it. And he didn't do it, of course, because I'm here. And uh, he was a beautiful healing partner.
Yeah.
And recently, uh, I asked him for forgiveness.
Oh, that is
I
beautiful.
did, and it was wonderful. And I think, well, we were kind of working together because this is my son's father, and I think I made him nervous because I'm a different person than I was at,
Yeah, you're so
16,
different.
20. Yeah. And one day we were just riding in the car together, just him and I, because I was nervous too. I didn't want to be with him. I used to tell my son, no, you and I can go, not me and your dad. I don't want to be in the car
The
with.
avoidance of the uncomfortable situation of
Well,
being around people.
I wasn't afraid of him because I didn't think he was going to do anything. It was
Yeah.
just the unspoken tension that was there. And I think both of us were nervous. And of course, it's years later. Back then, my son was 3, and now our son is 28. So that
Yeah,
was 25 years ago. But we still had this tension between the two of us. And
mhm.
clearly, I mean, today I can honestly say I love him.
Of course. Oh my goodness.
I asked him for forgiveness. I mean, I used the whole Ho'oponopono, but he didn't know I was using it. I
No, they
said,
don't have to know. Yeah.
yeah, they
As
don't
a
have
matter
to
of fact,
know.
they shouldn't know that you're doing Ho'oponopono with
Right,
regard to
right,
the
right. And
relationship.
I just used those 4 lines when I spoke with him. We were in the car together, and I said, I love you.
Oh,
And I know he was kind of probably shocked, like, what? What is going
yeah.
on?
I
But
was about
he's
to
cool.
ask that.
Yeah, he's not saying anything. And I was like, please forgive me. I did it conversational. And
That is so brilliant.
right, right. And then I said thank you.
Wow.
And that was the end of. I really took care of that. uh what is that
Heaviness, the
the
uncomfortability, the
uncomfortable, that
tension
that
that was
that
in the air.
yes, it was healed in that moment. I said,
Instant.
I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. But I said it in a conversational way to him, and he said, yes, I forgive you.
And that was that.
And I said, thank you. And that was
Thank
the end of it.
and
Now,
that was
prior
it.
to that, the Edwin Gaines, the letter, I had
Oh.
did the letter
Uh-huh.
years before, but this actually took care of it.
So you had written the letter years before, like Edwin Gaines had done.
Yes.
So you want to tell that story about the letter?
Yes. So we were doing that 21-day abundance, I believe.
Oh, the 21 day. We're always doing something. We're always doing something. 21 day, 40
Yeah.
day, 50 day, Solomon day, something every day. And of course, miracles every day, enlightenment circle every day, because we need something every day. So,
Yes.
yeah,
And
so
I,
we,
and I wrote the letter, I forget the exact way that they want that, but they want you to write this letter in a way to thank them for all of these. Forget about the things that you think they did to you, because really no one did anything to you.
mm,
Um, so don't worry about those things. Write the letter in a way of thanking that person that you have in these grievances with. Write the letter in a way that you're thanking them for the things that they offered to your life. And I did that. And once I did that, of course, I never shared the letter. I never mailed it. I didn't anything. I still have it. It
mhm.
shifted the energy, and he started being nice to me.
And he never knew about the letter. That's how we know that this is
Mhm.
all energetic.
Yes,
He never
it
know all
shifted
of it.
the energy, and he
Shift.
started being nice to me, like
Um,
really nice. And he would
oh,
tell my son, he would tell our son, because it's our son, he would say, I want to do something nice for your mother. I want to help your mother.
oh, that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Because
So,
we want to be kind and loving. That's our natural state.
mm-hmm.
It's be kind, compassionate, loving. And most of the time, it takes some kind of disaster for that to come out in people. Everyone's a hero,
Mm-hmm.
right? When we have a disaster, you're running around getting blankets for people, feeding people, and then we go back to our little hole, our little corner. So we
Mm-hmm.
don't require disasters or some pressing emergency to be loving and kind. If somebody fell out in the street, they were having a heart attack or something like that, everybody would rush over and help. Oh my goodness, call 911. Oh my goodness, who's a doctor? Oh my goodness, who knows CPR? We instinctively do it
Mm-hmm.
without thinking. We're
Mm-hmm.
instinctively love. We're instinctively compassionate kindness. So
Mm-hmm.
God is telling us move all the grievances out of the way, and that's how you'll be all the time. You don't need an emergency or a problem or something to arise for your compassion to jump up. Let your
Right.
compassion be your natural way of being all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I always knew he was a good person because I've seen him be good. But this image of this monster just started, creeping in. And I, at one point, he's not a monster at all. He's
Mhm.
a loving being, and he hurt people, hurt people. and there's something else going on here. Now, on spiritual realms, we know that this was a contract between the two of
Oh,
us.
soul contract. Talk about the soul contract.
This is a soul contract. Now, he doesn't know that, or probably even still to this day, but I know that. So,
But kind
because
of maybe he does kind of deep down inside. I mean, on a
maybe,
soul level, he knows it for sure. But the
oh,
conscious level, we don't know, right?
right. So, well, that means that heavy is the head that wears the crown. That's the one thing that I can think of, because I am the one that came here because I know what my job is. I don't know what anybody else's is. I came for healing, to help heal this planet. So it's up to me to do the work. So I have to do the work to heal myself. And while I'm healing myself, I'm healing others.
Mm.
So you can't worry about what other people are doing. You have to do you. You have to do what you contracted to do. Yeah.
Woo! And I have to prize you on something. I have to really, really, really acknowledge and appreciate you and honor you for this. Family, are you listening carefully to Queen Vashti's share? You don't hear any story. You don't hear, he did this to me, and then I did that, and then she did that, and then they did. You don't hear that. You hear the real deal, the truth of the experience. That's what you're hearing. You don't hear the story. Everyone hearing this, stop speaking story. They did
Hmm.
this, and then my mother did this, and then my father did this, and then I did that, and then that happened, and then that happened, and then that. Can you tell that there is no healing, no comfort, no progress, no awareness, nothing in your
Hmm.
bullshit story? None of
Yeah.
it.
Yes. And don't get me wrong, I have that story too.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Yeah, we all
yeah.
have the same story. We have it.
Yeah, abandonment. Somebody did. I have that too. But when you do the work, and you're in spiritual community, and your intention is to heal, so that you can move forward and do the job that you came to do on the planet. Wounded Warrior has been coming up lately. Queen Hadassah and I
Ooh.
have been talking, and Wounded Warrior, she's been saying that, and I'm like, yeah,
What is that? Hadassah, what is it? A wounded warrior. Because I think
I mean,
that's a
wounded healer. My
oh yeah,
apologies.
the wounded healers. Oh yeah, yeah,
Wounded
yeah,
healer. Yes,
yes,
yes.
yeah. Oh,
Can you
let me
talk
not
about
be that.
that, Queen
Please,
Hadassah?
let me not be that.
Yeah, is she there?
I, I don't hear her speaking. Is
Oh,
she?
I'm here. I
Oh,
didn't hear
oh,
what you said.
oh. We talking about the wounded healers.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the Course of Miracles talks about wounded healers, and there's so many out here. There's so many people out here doing things that they think it's healing, and it
Hmm.
really is not. And
Right.
and especially if the individual that's so-called healing has not even done the work on themselves.
Hello.
Now, I tell people all the time, I'm selfish with the capital S in the way that everything I do is for the edification of myself, my real self, my true self. And when I say do the work, I'm doing the work for me, not to run out there and help all of these people, and I'm not even healed, and I don't even know what's going on, and I have no idea how my life is running, but I want to run out there and help other people with their lives. That's not going to work for me. That's not mastery, and that's not what I came here for. My function is to be the light and to be happy. And if what I'm doing is not making me happy and not allowing me to shine my light, that means there's something else that I need to be doing, to remove those energetic blocks in my mind that allow me to feel that I'm less than divine, that I'm less than God, that I'm less than what I really am. And so until I have at the time, like until I understood who I am, what am I really doing? And I tell people all the time, I've told this community, in my former profession, my job was to train clinicians. one of the things I was to train clinicians in mental health and so forth. And basically, the course tells us that psychotherapists and these clinicians can do nothing because they don't understand energy and they don't understand laws of energy. And like I told this community, if I had a Course in Miracles for 1 year, I would have avoided 12 years of graduate school.
Yes.
Because they don't teach this stuff, and they don't teach anything that really would provide sustainable change. And again, anything with the word system at the end of it is the matrix. So there's the mental health system, there's the health system, there's the, I don't know, anything with the child welfare system, anything with the word system at the end of it means it's the matrix. Then you don't get to rule there. That's not where a divine being gets to rule. You don't get to rule and do and be magnificent in the matrix. It's just not designed for that. And so for me, understanding that we can chase our tails, we can waste our time on this planet, but our function is really to find out who we are and why we're here. Just like the Oracle said in the Matrix, you already made the decision. You came here to find out why you made that particular decision. And so that's the quest that I'm on for myself. And along the way, I know that I have the skill and the ability to assist others in their journeys and what they're doing and so forth. The most important part is to do the work for yourself first and not run out there thinking that you're doing something and you're really not.
Exactly.
I always say in this third dimension, time is a construct that allows you to see whether what you're doing makes any sense. Time is the only evaluator of what you're doing. Because if you say you did something magical, let's wait and see. Let's see what happens. And so we have time in that regards to be an evaluator of what we say we're doing here on this planet. So definitely being a healer is key to this work. And this is what the Course in Miracles is all about. We're all healers. We're all here to heal something. And we do that when we heal ourselves first, when we stop blocking our light, when we know that we're entitled to miracles, when we know that we're responsible for everything that comes out of our own consciousness. No one did anything to us. You can only encounter yourself. There's nobody out there but you. So these are my mantras. These are the things that I tell myself when I want to be mad at somebody out there. There's nobody out there. I'm only vibratorily connecting to myself in another being by vibration. And so if I don't like that person, that means there's an aspect of myself that's unhealed that I have to look at. And so, Queen Bashi and I, we are masters at governing ourselves, at looking at ourselves, at starting with ourselves as where the problem could be, and not that we are down on ourselves, that we're very mastery with this, and there's very little projection or projecting things outwards and blaming other people for our stuff. And this is why we get along, because we do this for each other and we help each other grow in that kind of way, without the story, without the who did me wrong and crying and carrying on. I told, look, in my community, nobody is allowed to cry like that, because I'm just looking at you like, what's wrong with you? Now, I'm a big crybaby. I cry all the time, but there's a time and place for it. And so crying just to cry because you want someone to feel sorry for you is not okay. Crying because you're releasing energy, because you're letting something go, that is definitely okay. And we definitely hold ourselves accountable to this work. And it's really beautiful. And I love you, Queen.
I love you, Queen. The two of us, I
hear you. I just unmuted us on Clubhouse.
yeah, the two of us, it's wonderful how spirit works and puts us together, puts you with your Your
The
your
one you're
your
supposed to be with, not the one you would have
yes,
picked.
the one you're supposed to be with, not the one you picked. And like I say, she knew, but I didn't know. Uh and I never thought that we would be what we are right now. And we're so in sync. Like we both, our angel is Archangel Michael. It's hers and it's mine. Her name
Mm,
is Denise. My middle name is Venice with a V as in victory. Our
mm,
birth cards are the same, the devil and the lovers. Like
mm,
we're just like, yin and yang over here.
mm.
we just,
Synchronicity, synchronicity, synchronicity.
yes, yes. And I have come to love her deeply. Um,
Yeah.
with my soul. I really have. I'm so happy for her. For us joined like this. It really kind of, gives me you know, all that sappy stuff.
Yes, it's a beautiful
Yeah.
union. And you all were initiated together. And of course,
Yeah.
as we
Yes,
all
we
know,
were.
we cannot talk about
No, no, no.
find that out for yourself. You all were initiated together, so you're bonded forever over that
Ever,
experience.
forever, yes. And I would love for everyone to have this experience, but it's up to you what you would like to experience.
It's coming up in December at the winter solstice that we'll be having that experience. You'll be
Yeah.
initiated together. Yeah.
So, I wanted her to say to enlighten us on the wounded healer because I never, I was always I thought it was being afraid, but I knew that spirit was lining me up to it wasn't time for me to go out and heal, but there were others being healed because of my story, because of what I had to share, and because I was healing myself. So I never just ran out, oh, yeah, I'm going to just start healing folks. Nah. I was like, no, no, no. And I was still working on me. And I was looking at my name here, my first spiritual name, which is Divine Lady Ninhursag, of which we kind of touched on earlier. And this name evolved. Um, I didn't know I was divine.
Hmm.
I'm divine. I am
Yes.
divine. And I didn't know that I was. So
Mm,
spirit gave me first it was Ninhursag because she offered me her name because I loved her dearly and she's a mother, she has mother energy. So
mm,
I came in with mother energy, of course, as I talked about before. And so Lady came first. It was
mm,
Ninhursag, then Lady. Lady Ninhursag. I was like, okay, that's nice. I like that. But it was to remind me that I'm a lady
mm.
because previously, when I was being ratchet, you know,
Yeah, we had our ratchet times. We had
I
our
had
ratchet
my ratchet
times.
time and I wasn't being a lady because I didn't know how.
And when you say lady, you mean as in duchess, as in royalty. Yes?
Yes, that
Yes,
and acting, comporting yourself as a lady.
I
I mean,
understood.
yes, it both,
Okay.
because I know that I'm royal now. I know, and I've had royal lives that I remember
Yeah,
now.
because you know the whole royal family. And when you started spouting about the royal family, I was like, you know that much about the royal family? Like you know all the queens, the kings, the princes, the this, the that.
Yes,
Wow.
and that's how
It's
spirit
for a
works.
reason. Like,
You
why
know,
were you drawn to that? Because you were in a royal bloodline.
Yes, and it was reminding me that I am royal. So Lady came. It was Lady in her side, and I had that for a while, and then Spirit offered divine. And when I added divine, I was kind of a little afraid because I was like, I don't want people to think I'm egotistical or something. But
Mhm.
it just came, and I said, I'm gonna do it. And then it was divine lady in her side to remind me that I am divine. I'm a divine being first, and always to comport myself as a lady. And then Ninhursag is the mother nurturing, offering guidance and understanding and compassion to other beings. So Divine Lady Ninhursag was my first spiritual name, and it just evolved, and I love it.
to the
And
relationship.
if I wasn't in this community, I wouldn't have had that offering that way, because at that time we were doing the Enlightenment Circle and we
Mhm.
had to come up with a spiritual name. And I didn't
Yes,
have one. And the time was winding down. We had to have one by December 31st.
that's right. Get that spiritual name. Go in this in that. Don't make it up in your head. Go into spirit realms and ask. Yeah.
Yes. So that was wonderful. So as you can see, this spiritual journey is still continuing and magical things still happen to me every day because I expect miracles. That's something new I'm learning to do. Expect miracles in my life.
Mm.
I'm a divine being. Why not? I am magic. I'm supposed to have miracles to happen.
Supposed to. I am entitled to miracles, right? That's what it says in A Course in Miracles, lesson 77. I am entitled to miracles. And I'm
Yeah.
showing up, claiming inside what I'm entitled to. Yeah, I'm not
Yes.
asking for anything that's not mine. Like the Course says, you're not asking for anything that's not yours.
Hmm.
So, a couple of things I heard in the share. The first thing with regard to the witches that we want to put out here in the
Hmm.
mystery school. In the mystery school, we have two paths in initiation. In the initiation program, self-initiation, where you initiate yourself, where you choose your location, where you take all the steps that are outlined for your initiation, and you have your own private, sacred initiation. Of course, you can invite someone there, an accountability partner, or an initiator, as we outline in the book, How to Be a Christian Witch, which I'll just share with you. That book, it's all outlined in here. It has initiation instructions. This is my um, tattered copy of it. This is not a brand new copy. You can get your brand new copy at Amazon.com. So when you are in initiation, in the path, if you're on the self-initiation path, you initiate yourself and you choose all of the elements of your initiation. If you are in Temple of Mayan initiation, which we're all together, one initiation is not better than the other. They're simply different. That's all. When you're in the Temple of Mayan initiation, you will be initiated together with us at the initiatory site, which is lovely and scrumptious and delicious. And you also receive a robe, and we have a robing ceremony. And how you like your robe?
I love my robe.
I love the robes. I love the robes. The robes in the Temple of Mayan are incredible. It's not, initiation doesn't mean I've arrived and now I'm a high priestess, I'm a high priest, I'm, high wizard or high witch. It doesn't mean I'm somebody. It means I commit myself to the magical path and now I'm starting. Initiation means, okay, now I'm ready to start. And most initiatory paths are a year before your initiation, like in Santeria or in Yoruba or Akan. You have a year before your initiation. Same thing in the Christian Witches Mystery School, a year for your initiatory path to prepare yourself in the mind, in the body, in spirit, your life, to prepare yourself to study, to learn or remember the ancient wisdom and the secrets, to understand the secrets of the universe, and then to continue and now serve humanity as a magical being. That's delicious. Len has a question. Who designed the robes? Dress designer is? You can answer that question, Queen Vashti, because you were the one that found them.
uh, thank you. I actually got in touch with the lady that designed the robes, and I believe she's in Ireland. I do not know her name right off the top of my head, but I can get a link if anyone is interested in getting something.
She has an Etsy shop. She makes all kinds of magical.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, I found her on Etsy. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and we had our logo, and we knew what we wanted. We knew we wanted white and gold,
Yes.
and we also knew the Christian Witches logo was going to be on there. And you can't buy this robe. There's only one way to get this particular robe. Now we have other cloaks, Christian Witches cloaks that you can buy. We'll have them at the Christian Witches convention, Christian Witches cloaks that you can buy. And the cloaks are different colors. You cannot get the robe of the Temple of Ma'at unless you have done the work to stand and serve the spiritual needs of humanity in the Temple of Ma'at. Okay. The link to the Etsy shop, you can't get this robe, but you can go to the Etsy shop and see all the other things she has. You can't get this robe through the Temple of Ma'at unless you do the work. And here's the work. I want to also say something about the work. Why is Queen Hadassah, Coach Michelle, Harmony, Queen Vashti, Zaire, all of these incredible beings, Dr. Jiwa, why are all of them the ones you always see? Why are they the ones who are moderators? Why are they leaders in this spiritual community and many others, Robert and many others? Because they did the demonstration. I'm going to talk now for a minute about demonstration. You see, because some people will sit and meditate, they'll watch videos, you won't see them. Why? Because they didn't do the demonstration. If something shifts in your consciousness, we ought to see it shift in your life. There ought to be a demonstration. They have demonstrated over and over again that they have the principles. They will get up and demonstrate manifestation of funds, manifestation of going to Bali, to Dubai, to Sedona, to Salem, to New Orleans, to Peru, plant medicine. And we are not saying that the demonstration means, oh, you have to be able to manifest money. Oh, you have to be able to travel. No, it means we ought to see your work in your life. That's what it means. That when you start, if you're living in a skanky apartment with ratty clothes, a trashy tongue, ratchet relationships, eating McDonald's, staying up all night watching Netflix, and haven't written, booked the first, or done anything in your life, we would expect, okay, wonderful. We accept everybody exactly as you are. Beautiful, beautiful. That's where you are. That's where you are. Come on. Let's start praying. Let's start meditating. And as you pray, as you meditate, as you elevate your consciousness, oh, we might see some different apartments, some different living quarters. Oh, as you elevate your consciousness, oh, we might see some different. Queen and Hadassah sitting over there in a brand new house that they bought over there in Arizona. Beautiful home.
The thing about it, Rev, let me chime in. I know for me that my life changed, and I know that it has changed 180, like dramatic. And there are people on, in Clubhouse. Coach Michelle was there, Zaire was there when I first encountered this community. And when I tell people I was ratchet, it wasn't like, okay, I'm just somebody acting crazy. I was a body acting crazy. And, really in attitude and what I believed, and just I was angry about a lot of things. I was not in the right place energetically. And, I was really nervous when we started the mystery school, and in there it said you have to have demonstration. And I was like, demonstration? How am I going to demonstrate anything?
Look, demonstration. We have to see the demonstration. Yeah.
Yes, I was nervous because I'm like, how am I going to demonstrate anything? And what I did learn from one of my first encounters with you is don't ask those how questions, because that's none of my business. What I did is I just did, like you said, take the next step in front of you. Don't worry about 10 steps down the line. What is the next step? And that's how I did this spiritual walk, by taking the next step in front of me and just moving forward. And that led to all the demonstrations of everything that was being taught, that was being imparted to me, that I had to learn my curriculum. And so I had to demonstrate that I understood my curriculum. It wasn't anybody else's, it was mine. What was going on in my head, I had to I had to do that work. No one else can change my mind. The only one that can change my mind is me. And I had to make those decisions. So I didn't know that I was demonstrating anything until someone said, wait a minute, there's something different about you. There's something, like people will notice.
Mm-hmm.
People will notice, one thing we say in Dr. G's community that, and I think we might say here is that people will meet your energy before they meet you.
Mm.
And they'll know you by your energy. We speak energetically. We understand each other. And when you fine-tune that instrument called your inner self to, be much more perceptive than the mind or whatever, that's been controlling us prior to doing all of this mind training. When you're open to that, people will notice that there's something different about you. And I think that's what happened with me. And I got a lot more quiet, a lot less ready to pop off or, what is this? I asked for lobster or what is this? I don't know. Life changes and the demonstration is there and it will show. And one thing I want to say about the robes, I love the robes. I love them because they're white and I'm in the white family, the true family. And so I love the robes. I love gold because that's my thing. So the robes in the Temple of my art are white and gold, two of my favorite colors. So yeah, I proudly love, honor my robe because it's a symbol of so much work that I put in, so much time, so much tears, so much releasing, so much energy. And yes, getting up and going on those trips. Like I never really had the money, like who the heck shells out, $5,000 to go on a trip? Who does that? And I said to myself back then, if I'm going to break through this lacking limitation thing, something has to help me break through it. And if it means to just believe that I can come up with this money and do the work, then that's what it will be. And that's what it was. Now manifestation is just simple, easy, no big deal to me. And that came from breaking through the initial, I can't do this, there's no way. I can't come up with this money. And then I need to get money for this. There's no, what you tell yourself so motive deep. So when I started telling myself another narrative, then everything flowed. So that's what you learn. That's how you learn to govern or change your mind in the mystery school, in this Course in Miracles. This year, you're going to have an opportunity every day to change your mind, every single day. This lesson today tells us a whole lot. We pay attention to it, and it says, my grievances hide the light of the world in me. So no one else's grievances is hiding your light, only yours. And you know what those are. You sit quietly. The Course tells you to meditate, think 10 minutes, 15 minutes, do the work, do the lessons, and you will see it. And I'm pretty sure everyone on this stage here in Clubhouse who's been with us, they have seen demonstration in their lives how this Course has changed. And imagine doing this Course for as long as we've been doing it. Every single year I'm a different person doing this Course. Every single year I'm at a different level, and I really truly enjoy it. And I really thank you, Rev, for having this platform, us to be able to heal, for us to get to our right mind, and for us to have demonstration in our lives. So that is what I really appreciate, is that you create the opportunity for that to happen. And I just love being around you all. I miss my sisters already. I can't wait to see you all in our May at the Witches Convention. So yeah, I'm complete.
Yeah. Are we muted? Yeah.
I'm muted now.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to that about the demonstration. Yeah, I remember when she first said that also at the first Christian Witches Mystery School in Sedona. And I was like,
demonstration. Where's your demonstration?
and I had a crazy thought too. I was like, oh my God, what do I have to do? Turn water into wine? Like,
What, do I have to walk on water?
yeah, what am
Make fire come out fire come out the tip of my fingers
right? Because I wasn't
and levitate?
thinking,
Yes.
I wasn't thinking properly. But yes, I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna have to do? And it when we have these conversations like this every now and again, this
Mhm.
is when I really realize my growth.
Yes.
Because when you're doing the work, just a side note, when I first heard this thing about doing the work, I always tell this story because it's so funny. Me and
Mhm.
my girlfriend, spiritual girlfriend, we were in this group, and the lady used to always, y'all gotta do the work. You gotta, and we would be cracking up to ourselves. What
Yeah,
work?
not around the teacher, of course.
No, no, of course not. No. And we would just be cracking up. Work, do the work. What is she talking about? Do the work. I know what the work is now, you know, and doing the work, it's what's going to get you to the next level, going to get you your wins. Like now, I didn't realize I wasn't in the story anymore. I
Wow. Did you
until you
notice your
said it.
sharing? It was all, here's the lesson I learned. Here's the spiritual tool I used. It was no story. It was zero story.
I had no idea I wasn't in the story anymore, and I'm so happy with myself. I deserve something special
Girl,
today.
look, pat yourself on the back on that one. Because it's hard for us to let go of that story. Queen
Who's
and I.
that? Yeah.
I was just saying, pat yourself on your back to that because it's really important. Really important to understand when you're in a story. And I know when I'm in a story. And so I know when I call Queen Vashi and I'm carrying on and she'll say Queen. And I'm like, okay, I'm in a story.
Okay, I'm home now. I'm home now.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And the same thing for myself when I start and she goes, are you done? And I'm saying, yeah. She's like, there is no one else. I'm like, oh man, it's just me. I did that to me. So it's nice to have accountability partners too, to someone that's strong that's going to remind you. Iron sharpens iron.
Yes, it does. That's me and Jiwa. Oh my goodness. The conversations I have with Jiwa are not conversations that I have with clients. The
Mhm.
conversations that you have with masters, that you have with your accountability partners, they're not the same thing. It's like, is that what you want to think right now? No, that's not what I want to think right now. Okay. Is that lawful? You don't need a whole big thrashing to get yourself on the right path. Sometimes, like you said, you all have your accountability down to one word, queen. One
That's
word.
right.
Mhm.
Means,
That
am I
destiny
on the
straight all
throne?
the way up. All
Mm.
the way up. And
Mhm.
I don't like when she calls Queen on me. I'm like, that means
She called queen. She called queen on me.
she sure did.
Me and Dr. Jewin made a pact at 222. We were walking down the street. I don't know if y'all remember this part. We were this was at Never Work Again. It wasn't at 222. It was Never Work Again. Right after the day after 222. We were at Never Work Again. Or maybe, yeah, it was the day after. It was Wednesday. And Never Work Again retreat started on 222. So 222 was a one-day event and for all of us, right? And then some flowed into Never Work Again. We were at Never Work Again, and I came over to the place where we were staying on Miami Beach. And we had our morning session, and Dr. Jiwa was with us in the morning. And I had known she was, because I knew her travel schedule, and I invited her to be in with us in the morning, and then she was leaving in the afternoon. So she was with us in the morning for a portion of the morning, and then she went to lunch, and then she left. While we were walking to the restaurant after our morning session, we had an interesting moment. Dr. Jiwa and I were walking and talking. Now, me and Dr. Jiwa known each other for 20 some years, a long time, okay? A long time. And We knew each other. I knew Jiwa before Jiwa started reading A Course in Miracles. Jiwa wasn't spiritual when I met her. And I was part of the way spiritual. I was waking up, right? We weren't doing what we do now. We were no way, shape, or form. We was getting that paper. We was investing in real estate. We were getting that paper, okay? So anyway, and we met in network marketing. We met in this company called Financial Destinations Incorporated that both of us were in. We used to call it FDI. And we were in it, I mean, a long time ago. Okay, so um, we were walking, pardon me, and someone saw us that was from 222. Now, I do not remember who it was. If this was you, please put it in the chat. And as we were walking and never work again, attendees were walking with us, this person bowed to us. It was a very very brief gesture of honor. It was beautiful. It was a simple, it's like what they would do in Japan all the time. It was a simple bow, like it was a pause. We were on the street in Miami. If this was you, please put it in the chat or please come to stage and tell us, because I don't remember exactly who the person was that did this. They did that, and both Jiwa and I acknowledged, and we acknowledged, and we kept walking. And Jiwa and I had this surreal moment, and then we looked at each other, and we were like, Jiwa was like, "I'm not used to people bowing to me." I was like, "Me either." You know, this is the this is the conversation two teachers are having. Like, oh wow, what was that? You know, like as you go and spirit continues to elevate you and elevate you and elevate you, you know that as a spiritual teacher, you will be elevated to the place where people will be bowing to you, people will be probably throwing flowers at you, people will be honoring you, and people honor me all the time, and they're always giving me gifts. And it's like, guess what? We made a pact. We said, okay. And I said, yeah, no, people are, that's why I avoid people that are groupies. When I get the groupie energy, I just avoid people like that because they're dangerous. You know, like, oh my God, Reverend Val, because you're not gonna like me in a minute. In a minute, I'm about to come for your ass, and you're not gonna like me. So don't be all, oh Reverend Val, oh my God. You know, some people are still in that space, right? Sometimes I get on the phone with people and they say, oh my God, I feel like I'm talking to Beyonce, and I'm like, well, I'm not Beyonce. And what we talking about? Like, what's the issue? Why are we here? What are we doing? It's about God's work, right? And this was the pact me and Jiwa made. I said, that's why I don't I don't like. I said something about when people get a little too, groupy, I go in the other direction. And Jiwa said, well, we'll keep each other grounded. I said, yeah, we'll never drink our own Kool-Aid. We made a pact. We made a pact never to drink our own Kool-Aid. Never. And we'll keep each other grounded, like a pinky swear. Like, are you starting to think, like the personality and the ego is so persistent and so devilish and so insidious? And so the ego tries to use things to prop itself up. It tries to use the numbers under a video to prop itself up. That's why I removed the subscriber count from my YouTube channel, because I was too invested in it. I was too invested in it. No, I don't care what the fuck. Subscribe, don't subscribe, you're watching. And guess what? As soon as I let go of that, more viewers, more of this, more of that. We're on to the real thing. It ain't about Valerie Love or Jiwa or Queen Hadassah or this person or Queen Vashti. It's about God. It's very clear what it's about. It's about one thing. It's about source. It's about one thing. Don't make it about anything else. It's about God, which means it's about love. That's all it's about. It's not about a personality. We're not here to make another cult. We got enough fucking cults. I came out the cult. I'm not going to start another cult. No, don't be in these cults led by a personality. Next thing you know, they'll have you in the woods drinking some poison. I mean, it's crazy. We don't do that.
Rev, I heard a couple people on Clubhouse say, "Oh, I just love Dr. Jiwa." So I said to Dr. G, I said, Dr. they love you on Clubhouse. I said, I wonder if they love you with knowledge. And she's like cracking up. Because Dr. G don't play. And I'm like, when people say they love her, I'm like, they don't know her. Because she will get in that ass and don't even care and wouldn't even blink, because she's not here for your tears. She's here for your ascension. And that's what she fights for. And she doesn't care what it looks like and what you think about it. I promise you, I love Dr. Jiwa. I don't like her.
And that's beautiful.
Some days I just don't like her because of the stuff that we go through, and it is deep diving. It's not surface. It is deep diving into this course, and she will stay there with you and dive with you until you get it. And that's what I love about her. I don't, when we talk about do the work, oh my gosh, go ahead and love Dr. Jiwa. Go ahead. That you're saying that because you ain't been with her. And the type of work you're gonna have to do, you cannot hold on to those negative energetics. You cannot hold on to these beliefs around Dr. Jiwa. She will not allow it. She will not allow foolishness around her ever. At all. And that's why I love her. Some days, like I said, I don't like her at all. So all of you in love with Dr. Jiwa, go ahead. Get to know her. And when you see that you cannot hold certain energetics, and that's when you have a decision to make. Am I gonna continue down this path, or am I gonna level up? There's only two decisions when you encounter Dr. Jiwa. Either you level up, or you go, or you leave, or you go wherever you want to go. Like you said, Rev, you cannot be around a person like Dr. Jiwa and be ratchet. You just cannot. And that's what helped me level up. Not that she's some fantastic person. It's the energy that she holds and the energy that we learn that is all of ours, and that we get to govern it, and we get to explore it and see, so what in the heck are we doing? So all of you that love Dr. Jiwa, go right ahead, love her. Let's see if you like her after you encounter, you do some work with her. Let's just see if you like her. I love Dr. Jiwa. Mm-hmm. Some days I just don't like her because of the work that I'm doing with her. Anyway, I just wanted to say that part. Like you said, Rev, people are like, oh, Rev this. And then when Rev gets in your ass, they don't like her anymore, then she's this, she's that. And I'm leaving, I'm taking my ball, I'm going home. Bye. So yeah, don't get all enthralled with the personality or what have you. It's about God. It's about uncovering the God in you that's blocked by your grievances. It's about being the best that you can be and sharing that with others. So, all I ever try to do is be better the next day and take all the teachings, everything that I learned, everything that my master teachers teach me, and try to be better the next day and keep elevating from that point. And that's how the work gets done for me. At least that's how it's getting done incrementally, and it's instantaneously if you want it. However, I get to see it in increments because, like Queen Vashti said, you don't really know that you leveled up until someone says, wait a minute, something's different about you. And then you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it now. So definitely don't do that. I guess it's called worshiping other people. I don't know. Just don't do that. That's not a good look. Worship. If you don't worship anything, worship yourself for being so great and fabulous on this planet. Do that. Don't do the other cult thing because it's really weird and sometimes it's uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah,
it is weird. It's weird. But here's the deal too. We understand the distinction between honor. We honor our master teachers. I honor
Oh, yes.
Reverend Dr. Yala Van Sant is my master teacher. Yes, we honor our teachers. We love them. We respect them. We don't always like them because half the time they be kicking our asses. It's all good. I love it. If you don't have a coach, if you have a coach that you like them all the time, you don't have a coach. You got a pal that you're just hanging out. And if you're paying them, stop paying them immediately because they ain't doing jack for you. You're not getting no transformation whatsoever. I'm just letting you that know. Now, I'm letting you know that. Now, this whole idea of honor, when you look at the spiritual teachers around the globe, Muji, look at some of the greatest spiritual teachers that we have on the planet right now. Because, of course, Thich Nhat Hanh has lifted up off of the planet, completed his soul mission and soul assignment. Dr. Hewlin Haleakala, who really helped us hone in on understanding Ho'oponopono. Of course, it existed long before him. He learned it from his teachers. He lifted off the planet having done his work. Wayne Dyer lifted off the planet after having done his work. Louise Hay, many have lifted off the planet after having done their work, right? Look at the ones that are still on the planet. Look at Eckhart Tolle. Look at Sadhguru. Look at Muji. These are some of the ones that, for me, are some of the most bright, brilliant, powerful spiritual teachers on the planet. Really high in the ascension. And look at someone like a Matt Kahn. When you look at Sadhguru, let's just take Sadhguru. Millions of people follow Sadhguru. When Sadhguru walks through India, they're throwing flowers at him, they're worshiping him, they're crying. I mean, he's like a spiritual rock star. Sadhguru doesn't take himself seriously. Do you ever notice that half the time he'd take off all those robes?
He's laughing all the time.
He'd be cracking up all the time. Look at the Dalai Lama. People are, oh, the Dalai Lama's coming. They're running all around. They're getting everything clean and clear and rolling out the carpet and doing this and doing that. When Dalai Lama shows up, he's laughing. He's not demanding, did you have my M&Ms with all the green ones out? Like, he's not in none of it. I only drink Voss water. I don't drink smart water. Like, he ain't thinking about none of that shit, right? That's so like down here, third dimension. So those people will be having these teachers in great honor and esteem. And because these teachers have done so much for us, haven't they?
Yes.
How did Eckhart Tolle through his book, reached into my soul and yanked me out of my conscious thinking mind? Because I was thinking 24/7, thinking. He, with his book, The Power of Now, when I read it, I don't know how many years ago, he reached inside my soul and he pulled me out of my conscious mind. Eckhart Tolle, this man, because we understand what Source did for our lives through this vessel that had to be so surrendered, so ego in check, so aligned. We honor that they did so much work to be able to let something like that come through that would change my life that much. Oh, props. Oh, props. Oh, props. Oh, props. So we honor the vessel, we worship God. These are vessels, we're all vessels.
Yes.
I didn't make up Source. I didn't make up love. I didn't make up none of this. I didn't make up the 7 laws. We didn't make up any of this. So stop holding people on pedestals. The second you put someone on a pedestal, you have made them a god. And then they're going to do something that you don't like eat a chicken wing. Oh, they're supposed to be vegan. And they're going to fall off your pedestal. And you're going to be one jacked up. And the Dalai Lama is just going to keep on going. Like, I don't know. I don't know if the Dalai Lama is vegan or not. I don't know if he cares. I don't know. I do know they didn't take themselves seriously. None of them do. Most of the time, I'd be laughing at myself.
I remember when we were in Bali.
What are you talking about?
We were in Bali walking on Sonora Beach, and so we're gonna stop at this restaurant because they got the nice sofas and nice furniture, on the sand, and we're just having a good time. And Rev ordered a drink,
and everybody almost fell out. Blasphemy! Wait a minute, the retreat was over. Didn't I get all y'all to publish your books? The retreat was over, right?
The retreat was over, yes, indeed.
Didn't all y'all do what y'all said y'all was gonna do? Didn't we do what we came for?
Yes, we did. And
And now
I'm
this
telling
is our
you, honey,
day. We hanging out on the beach, and I order a drink, and the whole place was wow. I was
and I
like,
mean, it was over quick, but my shock was like, oh my God, she's ordering a drink. And it went away, because we
and even
understand
when they whispering to each other, did she say virgin or did she just say daiquiri?
that. Yeah, I thought that was so funny. That was funny. It wasn't funny right at that moment, but we
What was
relaxed.
happening in your
Say,
mind in that moment? Like, this woman drinks drinks, but
she
you're no,
ordered a drink. I,
she's gonna have a
I
drink.
was shocked.
Oh
I
my
was
God.
like, no, she drinks liquor. What is she doing?
She drinks liquor, like the kind of liquor we drink. Yep, and I'm pooping the toilet too. Just the same kind of toilet everybody pooping. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. So sometimes I think people get mixed up the spiritual power you're anchoring because I am anchoring. I understand what I can thus far of the spiritual power I'm anchoring. I carry a lot in spirit realms, a lot. And that was not because I tried to get it, it's the gifts.
Yes.
It's the gifts of spirit. I know that in spirit realms, I knock on the door of heaven, they swing it open, they bring me, usher me to God's lap and say, what's your questions? The angels walk with me packed around. I understand some things about who I am in spiritual dimensions. Don't get that twisted with what this body does on the third dimension.
Yes.
You're gonna
Yes.
be
I
twisted
totally
today.
agree. I
When I
totally
see
agree.
10 men tonight, somebody gonna be like, she's a hoe. No, I'm not. I'm
Mhm.
sexy. I'm loving 10 men.
Okay. Yes. I totally
Don't get
agree with that.
twisted.
Yeah, because I'm coming into that understanding too. Because when you want to do your best, you want to do the right thing, and it's like all these expectations and rules, and you're trying to feed into it. You're gonna drive yourself crazy. Don't
You're
do
gonna
it.
go crazy.
Yes,
Go
I
crazy.
understand that the personality is different from my divinity.
Mm,
I
mm.
had a drink last night. Do I drink all the time? No, I do not. But me and my girlfriend, who I'm staying with, we're in here and we're having a good time, and we're like, we're so boring. We need to do something. So,
Yeah.
we made us some food and we had a drink, and
Just a bottle of wine.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I was still in bed by 8:30. But the point is you can have a drink. You can enjoy
Wait,
things.
you sex people.
Yeah. Like
I saw
nobody's expecting you to just, you walk down the street and all the birds just sing, or come on. It's unreal.
people
That's
that
unreal.
every day. But what
Yes.
happens is we get morality
Hmm.
mixed up with divinity. They're not the
Yeah.
same.
No.
They're
Mm-mm.
not the same.
No. Yeah. So I'm understanding that about myself now, and I'm understanding that it's okay. It's okay to enjoy things here in spirit realm. I mean, in the linear in 3D. But when it's time to do the spiritual work, you're doing the work. And I
That's right.
also have a deeper understanding that I'm doing major things in spirit realms
Oh
that
wow.
came to me very recently. And I accept it also.
Mhm. Beautiful.
I just wanted to say, I know some of us know Joe Dispenza,
Of
the
course.
beloved Dr. Joe.
Love Dr. Joe.
And Dr. Joe has the most amazing, mind-changing, body-changing meditations. And he leads these meditation groups. I mean, we have been trying to get into his meditation. It sells out. The moment he puts it on, it just sells out.
I got the email the other day, and it's about 1,000 people coming in. I think it's $2,000 each or something like that, or I think it's $2,000 or something like that. If you don't order it immediately, it's gone.
It sells out.
Yeah.
And he tells people after the meditation, he goes, "Oh yes," like the next day, "Oh, I had my red wine and steak rare." And all the vegans go, "I can't believe
How can you be a spiritual teacher and you're not vegan?
Exactly.
That's what people think.
We have Unique on the stage. Unique has Well, thank you. I thought Rev wanted to come to the stage to acknowledge the one who gently and gracefully bowed to her and Dr. Jiwa.
Oh, that was you, Unique.
That was moments before I found my wand and was baptized at the beach.
Oh my goodness, that is delicious. Unique, God used you to give me and Dr. Jiwa a powerful message. A powerful message.
Thank you. Well, I was only paying honor where honor was due. Also, you had sent a note and told us to leave y'all alone if we saw y'all out. I was just trying to say, hey, I acknowledge y'all. And I'm tiptoeing through the tulips here.
We did put that in Soul Excursions at the Never Work Again group. If you see them, we're doing work. Don't disturb them. Don't come. We can't hug 50 people all at once. We got work to do. And Unique, it was so beautiful as you are. Your whole countenance is just so beautiful. I'm so happy I got to see you in person. And I'll show you on YouTube too. Yes, I love to show our family members on YouTube. That's our family right there. That's Unique. And it was so beautiful. And it was a powerful lesson for both Jiwa and I. It was a message of where you're going, that I'm used to stages. I'm used to, because I was used to be on stage a lot before I was on YouTube. I used to be on stage every week, actually. And I used to have this huge, like 200-300 people would come every week, and people would be, I did that. I spoke. I have trophies from Toastmasters. I won a lot of speaking contests and stuff like that with lots of people. Anyway, so I'm used to stages, and because my North Node is in Leo. So my whole shy story, that had to get ditched. Because believe it or not, I do have an introvert side to me that is not always extremely okay with, people. In other words, introvert people refuel with themselves. Extrovert people refuel around other people. It's just a different way of refueling. And when I'm complete, I come to my home in Mexico, like, after the retreats, and I come to my home in Mexico, and I'm like, I'm with myself. I'm walking around with myself for like days, weeks, until our next event and our next unfoldment, right? And I deeply restore with myself. So I really am an introvert. North Node, that's probably the Libra aspect of me. North Node in Leo, I was made for the stage. I was made for in front of the camera, all of that, right? The difference is that I was used to stages, in network marketing, in business, in teaching financial things, in teaching, in Toastmasters, National Speakers Association. That was all business. When I came to the spiritual realm, my mind had to change, because you on stage for God now. Now I've done a lot of speaking on stage for God too, like in spiritual places, speaking at different spiritual centers and things like that. And I put on my white and I speak at the spiritual center, and then I leave. This is different. So God has always taken you higher. There's a demonstration. Higher, always taking you higher to greater and greater demonstrations. And I see the vision, and I know that it will be continually growing, continually expanding, just like this universe. And I know that there will be more people and more people and more people and more people. And I also know that God does things in a very sustainable way, so that as you grow, it's not like you get blasted with stardom all of a sudden. You wake up one day, and all of a sudden you're a star, quote unquote star, and you see people in comedy. It happens all the time in comedy. Like they're working so hard, then all of a sudden they pop off and they're this super legend, like an Eddie Murphy or like a Kevin Hart. And a lot of comedians, not Eddie Murphy or Kevin Hart, they didn't do it. A lot of comedians go off the rails. A lot of rock stars go off the rails because they get so much all of a sudden, and they get into drugs, They can't handle all that came to me. God doesn't operate like that. God grows you like a tree. God doesn't just catapult you straight to Mars. God grows you God cultivates you. God prunes your leaves. God, God is the vine dresser. Christ talked about it. Yes? God is tending to you. God is nipping this branch here, and God is deepening your roots, and God is watering you, and God is growing you, and God is shining sun on you. And you don't see a tree shoot from acorn to full blown oak tree in 10 minutes or 10 hours or 10 years. That's 40, 50 years. There's some trees that's older than all of us, right? That's been on the planet since before Jesus. That's God. It's a cultivation and a blossoming like a flower. If you look in nature, it's happening to you. You're being blossomed. You're being groomed, tended to for greater and greater and greater greatness. Yes? Go with that.
Absolutely. Thank God. Thank God.
We're being cultivated out of all of our ratchetness. And I had a lot of ratchetness. We're being cultivated out of all of our ratchetness. Another thing I would offer too about the serving people from the wounded healer, there's a gentle, I don't want to say the word balance because you're not going to have these perfectly balanced. There's a gentle play or a dance between healing yourself, healing others. The key is stay in your own healing work within yourself as you serve others. Because you can't wait until you heal to serve others.
Right.
So all of us in some way could be wounded healers. The key is that you are actively taking yourself on, and you know that there's only you. You're actively taking yourself on as you show up for others. Now, most people who show up for others, they think that they're healing someone else. That's a lie. I know I'm only healing my own mind. It may look like 50 people at an event. It may look like 150 people at an event. It may look like thousands of people, right? Dr. Joe, where we're going as we grow. Dr. Joe, 1,000 people in a room meditating, and he's got that thing on lock. Dr. Joe did not start with 1,000 people in the room meditating. Did he? T.D. Jakes told you he did not start talking to a mega church of 30,000 people. T.D. Jakes said when he was talking, he was in a storefront, it was 8 people in the audience. 8 to 8 million. You see, if you keep in your process and grow with God, we're going somewhere. We're going somewhere with this thing, and it's going to take a long ass time, longer than you think it should take. It's going to take. So you might as well enjoy the ride. I decided, well, let me just be with a bunch of beautiful people and eat some wonderful food and do some lovely things since we're in this journey anyway, and we don't know where the journey is taking us, and we don't know what it's going to look like or how God is going to use who. I might as well love the journey. See what I'm saying about wounded healers? What are y'all hearing? What's your take on it? Divinely Queen Vashti.
Yes, I received that. I received that because I do understand while I'm healing myself, others are being healed. And just like, when I find myself in situations sometimes, I say, well, how did I end up here? And then Spirit reminds me that you're on assignment. So and it's not to be, in a braggadocious way or anything at all, because sometimes I don't want no new assignment. Like, I don't want a new assignment. Can I just work on me?
I know. Go help these people.
Yes.
What? Christian witch?
Yes.
Here meditate. Yeah, just sitting here meditating in my little shell is always going to be more comfortable. Going out and being Christian witches and one of the leaders in this Christian witches movement.
Yes. Right. And so I'm over here with my girlfriend. We've known she worked for FedEx for 20 years. We were jumping out trucks together. Yes. And so we've known each other, I think, since 2003. And she offered, but I didn't want to initially. And even my son was like, no, ma, or whatever. But I knew that something in me just knew that, okay, that's what you need to do. And I asked Spirit one day, I've been here for about 2 weeks now, 2 to 3 weeks. And I asked Spirit, I was like, okay, so Spirit, what am I doing right now? This isn't exactly what I wanted, but what is going on? And it came to me, you're on assignment. You're here
Mm,
to help your friend. And the other night, I mean, and my friends, like my, coworkers and people, some of them know what I do and know what I am. I mean, she knows what I am. She knows I'm a Christian witch, but
mhm.
we never, I don't put it on people. So,
Right.
we're having a conversation and we're just talking and everything. And then I said something to her that she thought was kind of fearful. Because I'm not afraid of things. So
Yeah,
when
you
we
kind of like those things. You kind of go
I
towards the
have to.
supernatural things. I know we witches are like that. We just like
Yeah.
everybody else is running. We're like, ooh, a ghost. Who are
Yeah.
you? Where did you come
Yeah,
from?
right.
Yeah.
And so it's time to go to bed now. So we're going up, and she was like, "I'm gonna come in your room," and I was like, "No, you're not." And she was like, "I was like, you want to pray?" And she was
Okay.
like, "Yeah." So I went in the room with her, and we prayed and everything.
Come on, let's
I
dust the cooties off of your room because you're gonna be in your
Yeah,
room, not my room. Okay, let's.
ex-
I help you dust the cooties off, but you can't be in
yeah,
my room.
no, what? And it's her house.
Oh, this is your house. I'll help you dust the cooties off this whole house, but this is
Yeah,
my
but
room.
yes. So yeah, and I've never really done things like that with, my friends or coworkers or whatever. And I feel myself growing because I'm really getting planted in my position, even amongst my friends or, my family members. I'm establishing the position that I'm supposed to be in, and I love it. And because I offered the prayer, but she never said yes or no. And then when I was going to leave her room, she was like, I thought you was going to pray. And I was like, okay, let's pray. And so we prayed, and I said, okay, I'm gonna leave my door open. And so I left my door open, and I looked up, and she had turned off the TV and the lights and everything. So she was at peace
Oh.
once we prayed. And I could appreciate that a lot. And I was like, I'm grateful that I'm here for her.
Mhm. You have a role there. You like you said, you're on assignment. You're on assignment. So
Mhm.
can we go to something that this is what I was going to say before the Course of Miracles, and Spirit was like, really? Who is watching The Rich Africans on Netflix?
I'm not watching it, but my daughter told me a fascinating story the other day, and she mentioned it.
If y'all don't watch The Rich Africans on Netflix, I don't know what you're doing with your life. So yes, Queen Hadassah, very tiny amounts of Netflix.
Okay, Rev.
She said, whatever you say. Yesterday, and I was doing good because I hadn't watched Netflix. And I don't know how long, but I wasn't. I was even thinking about canceling, completely getting rid of Netflix because I don't know. It's just I go to look for something. You got to look and look and look to really find that really right, good, magical thing that's really good. Like I love Cursed. Did you watch that on Netflix? Cursed, The
Yes.
Order. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I like something like that. Warrior Nun,
Yes.
right? Merlin,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Letter to the King. I couldn't really even get into the Vikings because they're just too bloody and it was just too bloody and stuff. I don't care for it. I like the quality is, I don't know. I don't know what's happening with Netflix. You got to really look for something that's high quality. It's just a bunch of stuff. It's just a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm looking for is I'm very I realize that my taste is way up here because I'm a Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, epic. dive me into some epic world that I can be in for a while and devour everything. What's the other one? Shadow and Bone, the one where they only did one season. It's on Netflix also. Shadow and Bone, I think it's called, or something like that, where they're in this world and this girl is, they're trying to get the white elk. Do you know what
Oh, I
the,
haven't seen that.
oh, that one's a good one too. Um,
Okay.
there are certain ones that are just so, I did like Marco Polo. See, I like
Mhm.
these very epic, stories that are well done and well told. I don't like a lot of stuff that Netflix is doing of throwing it. I did watch Key and Lock and Key.
Love Lock and Key.
That was good.
That's a good one.
Like, you got to really search. For me, I have an extremely high standard of what I'm going to give my time and energy and attention to, because I could be
Mhm.
writing another book. So when people tell me, watch this, watch this, watch this, I'm like, because this is time. Last night, I found out about the Africans. Yes, yes, totally blew me away, the rich Africans. It will blow you freaking away, the rich Africans. Has anyone in the room seen the rich Africans? Come in Clubhouse. Come up on stage and raise your
I
hand.
haven't seen them, but I did take a little trip on to Netflix, and I saw that they were offering it. I'm like, oh, hell no, I'm going to get hooked into this. Let me finish my accountability work, and then I'll watch The Rich Africans. It's
Mhm.
on my star thing to watch, but I haven't watched it yet.
Now, when you watch the Africans, here's what you want to do. You want to find every Course in Miracles lesson. Don't just watch it, entertainment. You could watch it at that level just to escape, escapism. I don't like escapism. Yeah, you got to decompress and just do nothing. You can meditate for escapism and simply do nothing and be in the void and just kind of decompress, come down. Watch it for the A Course in Miracles lesson. You will see every lesson in the Rich Africans. Now, this is a reality show, Black Women Stand Up, because Black Women Stand Up on YouTube is asking, is the Rich Africans a reality show or a regular TV series? This is a reality show on Netflix of Rich Africans. Mind blowing. I mean, so rich that the stuff is dripping from them. When the daddy came to visit his baby mama, he bought the bags of gifts for all the kids, for his two kids. And then he had like three, was it Louis Vuitton bags? He had like three Louis Vuitton bags, two shopping bags and a box. And she was like, oh, like, nice, look at these beautiful things. And she put them to the side. Like they walking around dripping with diamonds and dripping with Birkin bags and just dripping with, I mean, like rich Asians, the rich
Mhm.
Africans. Watch it. If you need permission to level up, watch the rich Africans. If you need permission to be spectacular, watch the rich Africans. If you need permission to be extra, there's a character on there named Swanky, and they're not even characters. This is their real life. This is how they roll. Swanky, that's his name. His name is Swanky. He was on the cover of GQ magazine because these are all real people, real rich people, real people that are rich. When I say real rich people, I don't mean like really rich. I mean real people who are rich in real life, just real people living their real lives. One is a rapper, super rich, the hair, the jewelry, the African the Africans make all the housewives look like kindergarten. The rich Africans make the housewives look like kindergarten. I kid you not.
I guess I gotta go watch it now, Rev. I guess I
I'm
gotta
gonna
go.
watch it. My daughter just told me about it a couple of days ago. She was like, "Mom, you got to watch the Rich Africans. You got to."
You
I was
have
like,
to.
"Okay, I'll
It's
check
a
it
must.
out."
It's a
Yeah.
must.
I like what you said, Rev, in terms of watch it, in terms of the Course in Miracles lessons. And honestly, for me, I don't watch anything unless I'm looking at it through the lens of law and lesson. I mean, we watch a lot of movies and with Dr. Jiwa, but we always, I should say, and we always watch it from the perspective of law and lesson. And once you do that, you learn so much more as opposed to being this passive person that wants to be entertained. Now you're actively involving your mind in what's going on this screen. So I don't own a TV. You know, if I watch something, it has to be on my phone or the iPad or something. But the way I watch shows now is totally different than when I used to watch. So I cannot wait. I'm going to watch one today. I do have a little bit of time. I'm supposed to go to farmer's market, but I do have a little bit of time. I'm going to start watching the series. I was not going to do it. I was not, but I'm going to start just to peek. There, Queen, come get me, okay? I'm complete.
And you know what you could do? You can watch maybe one episode today, maybe another episode on Wednesday or something like that, because you know they built in the addictive part about next episode counting down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. These platforms all have behavioral scientists working for them to make the most addictive versions of their platform so you don't leave. That's the whole game. You must master yourself enough to know when to leave. I know 8, 8:30, it's time to get ready for bed, or 7, 7:30, time to get ready for bed. Around 8, 9, time for bedtime rituals of skin and calming and cleansing and clearing. It's time for bedtime rituals. Cut it off. All Africans are not poor. No, Lynn, I don't know no poor Africans, to tell you the truth. I don't know who thinks that. All Africans are not poor. I don't know who thinks that. I don't know any poor Africans, actually. None.
Me neither.
None. Do you? And I know a lot of Africans. All your African friends, are any of them poor?
No.
One of them. And I've dated Africans. They are not poor. I don't know what y'all watch on National Geographic.
I don't know if they believe they drank. They believe the smoke. They believe that all the Africans was poor and starving. And then if you didn't believe that, it was just the lions. All we saw from Africa was lions and the elephants, and we saw the starving children.
Yes, that is not true. Not true at all. My daughter just met a Haitian and an African. Oh, it's a funny story. I have to tell you later, but just to say that, I mean, she had the man was just pulling out his credit cards.
Girl, Africans got money. I don't know no Africans. I'm telling you, I do not know not one African that don't got money. Not one.
Not one.
Not one. I don't know where y'all are getting these Africans from. All the Africans I know, all of them, they be working and they be getting their paper and they got 5 degrees.
Yes.
Okay.
And they serious about their paper.
Yeah. Look what your sister Afua Sawa said. Look at Afua Sawa. I got to bring this on screen. Insurance Services is Afua Sawa. Coach, you should check out my family wedding from this past weekend. We are in Ghana now. Afua Sawa, is it on your Facebook or your Instagram? I'm gonna check that out. They're in Ghana. Her husband is Ghanaian. I hope I'm saying that right. It's from Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
You see her for a while, her husband, they be decked from head to toe. They be coming in like royalty. It looked like the king and queen just came in. Right when they came to the Christian Witches Convention, and they was decked with both the matching outfits on Saturday night. Do you remember?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Made from the fabric. You can see them in the picture.
I remember it was beautiful.
Beautiful. I don't know what Africa, if y'all are listening to media, I think we all know by now that the mass media is pumping lies ad nauseum. Pumping lies ad nauseum.
Mm-hmm.
You watch these rich Africans and understand some things and understand the world. I went to Kenya, Nairobi, a beautiful advanced city like New York City, complete with Chinese restaurants and everything. I was like, wow, Chinese restaurants is everywhere. I couldn't believe it. I was walking the streets of Nairobi, and we had a Chinese restaurant. It's in Nairobi. Chinese people haven't missed nothing. They don't miss a beat.
Yes.
Nairobi, an advanced, super advanced city, super clean, super beautiful. I don't know what people are thinking about when they think about Africans. Yep, white and black Africans. Absolutely. There's all color Africans. There's all color Africans. People just
Mm-hmm.
need to understand, and they need to get out of their own mind and their
Mm-hmm.
own world, really. Because you've been lied to. You've been hoodwinked. There's probably more rich Africans.
There
I
is.
don't hear any than rich Black Americans. I don't hear any rich Africans talking about give me some reparations. You hear that in America. I don't hear any African people saying that. And you might say, well, they didn't go through the diaspora. Well, maybe they don't have a consciousness of victim either. Maybe they have a consciousness of if it's to be, I'm going to get up and create it. Maybe that's what their consciousness is.
Mm-hmm.
Just say it. Watch the rich Africans. Lastly, anything you want to share with our family before we wrap up?
Wow, I've
Yeah,
shared so
public Christian witch. You're not only a public witch, you're a public Christian witch. Woo! You initiated.
I am a public Christian witch. And, if you are watching this on YouTube or Instagram or wherever, and you really don't know what Christian witch means, what it means for me, or what it has meant for me, it 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 really meant the Christian is just that I strive to be like Christ, the Christ consciousness, because I know that I am Christ. I am Christ. And that's love. And the witch is who I am. The
Mm.
Christ is my consciousness. The witch is who I am. I'm a magical being. And I came in with these magical gifts. And to put the two together and do the work
Wow.
is me growing my consciousness so that I can live a life that is happy and filled with love and joy. And I can assist others with fulfilling happiness and joy in their life by doing the work. That's really what it boils down to. It's
Mm.
not all of this, fairy tale things, although we love that aspect, but that is just something to help us ground it in our minds and apply that to our lives every day so that we can live a magical life. Because it's hard out here in these streets in the 3D world if you stuck there. It's hard out here. So you need to uh expect magic and miracles on a daily basis so that you can rise above all that gook and you can float through your life on a cloud of joy and happiness. And
Mm.
that's what being a Christian, which means for me. Um, I'm demonstrating this. And I know that now because we had this live today. I was a part of this live today that I can say, yes, I am demonstrating this. Coach brought it out, but now I'm claiming it. I'm owning it, and I'm saying yes because growth is essential. And I know that my work here on the planet is way too important for me to just be, floundering around trying to figure it out. Um, just do the work. And I know it's funny if you want to laugh and all that good stuff. I did it, but yes, do the work. Once you find out what that work really is, do it and apply it, and you will change your life and you will change the lives around you. And
Mm.
that's my share.
Mm. I have to shout out Queen Vashti because Queen Vashti, not only did she come to Vegas right away when she
Mm.
first met us, you didn't know
Well,
us.
coach, you did threaten us. Like, if you don't come to Vegas, then you're not going to be around me.
Yes, because I don't just hang around a bunch of people online that just want to be talking about shit. We're gonna be about
Yeah.
it. We're not gonna
Yeah.
just talk about it. Yeah, I said if y'all don't come to Vegas, we're gonna have a different relationship because y'all can't be up in my camp every day on the Enlightenment Circle and you're not no demonstration.
That's what she said.
No demonstration. You're just gonna sit in your house forever? No, because we do you know how full this world is of bullshit teachers?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how full
Very
this
full. 100% very full.
bullshit teachers? They're talking to you from their trashy apartment, talking about, and they put up a cute website talking about they're going to help you with your spiritual life, and their life is trash. No demonstration. Why? Because they haven't gone deep. They haven't gone deep within themselves. But they're going to try to help you. Nice. Nice. See how that works. Now, Queen Vashti, not only did she come to Vegas, she didn't know any of us. She didn't know us. That was her first experience. She left her home, got on a plane, booked it, came with us to the suite in Vegas, stayed with us in Vegas, watched some people get some very interesting corrections. Then she came to Bali, invested $5,000. I don't know. I don't remember how much it was. It was several $1,000s. Invested the money to be on the enlightenment circle, was in the enlightenment circle every single morning while she was on the truck in FedEx. You can tell people who want it. Because while she was jumping up and down on the truck on FedEx, she was when you on the enlightenment circle every single morning.
Yes, ma'am. Every morning.
Every single morning. But some of y'all is out there, word. Well, I can't get off because you making up bullshit stories in your head because you want to stay stuck. You're not ready to do it yet. You're not ready to be great. It's okay. You ain't got to make up no excuse for us. Stay where you are. You don't have to make up any excuse for us. We don't matter in your life. You matter in your life. She came to Bali. She went to Peru and laid down and took some plant medicine and we can talk about the experiences tomorrow. That's a whole nother conversation. Everybody bring all your peeps here tomorrow. Bring all your peeps here tomorrow so you can hear about the plant medicine and the Temazcal and the being on the side of the mountain in Peru and all that. You think we just be sitting around talking about this shit? We walk this out all over the planet, baby. We ain't just talking about it. No, you get to be about it. And if you're not being about it, you ain't there yet. Keep coming here every morning. Keep meditating. Keep praying. Keep doing the work because the demonstrations are going to start coming. You're going to have a different job. You're going to have a different relationship. You're going to have different people around you. You're going to have a different body. You're going to be eating differently. You're going to sleep differently. You're going to have some revelations, some experiences. You're going to be with amazing people. You're going to find yourself in suites and you're going to find yourself in all these amazing places. You're going to find yourself connected. You're going to be on synchronicity. You'll get the demonstration. And that's how we know that you have it. You telling us you have it, but we don't know. We ain't inside of you. We know by law that if your inside has changed, your outside will change how you love it. What your life look like. Next time you get ready to hire a coach, why you don't interview them? They interviewing you. I see if you're going to be a good client for me. Can I interview you? Can I know how you love it? How does your home look? How does your cars look? And you're not hiring people based on what things look like. Don't have that in your mind. We are going to law that if your inside is good, your outside going to be good. That's law. And we don't mean good that it has to look like a mansion or it has to look, maybe they have a beautiful hut in the woods. This is where I meditate, right by the lake. This is because God will give you a home to do your work from. God will give you a space. God will give you clothes, beautiful clothes, and God don't give you shabby shit. Please know that if you are doing the work, it will be evident. That is what we call the demonstration. And we got to have give me the receipts.
Yeah, the receipts.
Show me the receipts. All these bitches can show you receipts. And I'm calling them bitches as in powerhouse women and men. Robert, he can show you receipts. He was at the Christian Witches Convention. Do you see him? He stood at the Christian Witches Convention and sung in the first ever public service that would go down in history. Do you know that would be somewhere on Wikipedia one day? The first Christian Witches public service was held in Salem, Massachusetts. And here's who was there. And this one sung at the... He is the musical director for Christian Witches and is putting together a musical program for you for the Christian Witches Convention, Memorial Day weekend in New Orleans. Let's do it again. Make history again. You got to be about it, family. You can't just be on YouTube and talk about it. Oh, great comments. I see some of y'all, some of these fake ass people on. They got beautiful Instagrams. Oh, they got all the affirmations, don't they? Oh, I am the light. Oh, shut up, kids. Boo, get on my nerve. Oh, I am the light. Fucking sit down. Fucking sit down and meditate. Because that ain't it. We ought to see your relationships change. We ought to see you change. We ought to see your living change. It's going to keep up leveling. It's going to get better and better. And if it hasn't started happening yet, you're going to see manifestation of more money. We're going to see your destiny unfold. You're going to be writing those books. Queen Hadassah got a freaking fantastic book out, Workplace Voodoo, that she wrote at Your Book in 5 Days. That book was already in her spirit. All Your Book in 5 Days did was be the catalyst for that book to jump out of her soul. A beautiful book, an incredible book.
Yes, it's there, and I, and I tell everyone, Queen Vashti named that book for me. I didn't even know what I was going to call the book. I had no idea. I was biting my nails because I'm like, I have nothing. I have nothing. I have nothing, and that's what I was telling myself. And it just came out like that. So, I'm retooling the book for the Witches Convention. So it's Workplace Voodoo. And I believe the subtitle is the Master Key to Help You Exit the Matrix. So pretty much if you want to get rid of a job, I know the master keys to do that. I've studied scientifically over 20 years. I know how to get you out of a job. So I will definitely have that available to folks at the convention.
And at the Christian Witches Convention, we only have, I think, 4 tables left because the rest are already taken. So if you have not put in your application yet to have a table and to be a vendor at the Christian Witches Convention, go to christianwitches.com, click on the Christian Witches Convention, get your vendor table. If you're not getting a vendor table there's only, I think, 4 spots left. If you're not getting a vendor table, if you are getting a vendor table, you get 2 tickets with it. And the vendor table is for 2 people because we assume that you and your partner, or you and your employee, or you and your friend, or it's for 2. And if you're not being a vendor, then, or reader, vendor or reader, then get your tickets to the Christian Witches Convention and meet with us at the Christian Witches. This is why a lot of people don't meet with us, because then you're going to be really seen for who you really are, because your icons look beautiful. I'm not impressed by cute icons. Oh, your icons look beautiful. Oh, you can get a picture taken and you can color, Photoshop it, put the filters on, be all sparkly. I like all that stuff. That's fun to play with. I want to see you in person. That's how people can really read your energy, can't they?
Absolutely. I can actually do it from here, but it's okay. I like the eye contact too.
Yeah, you can definitely get a read and a vibe and a flow and all of that. I serve many people online. And then, do you realize, family, before we had social media, all we did was in person? Do you understand this is a substitute? People are leaning on social media like it's the thing. It's not the thing. It's never gonna be the thing. Do you want to hold hands virtually with your lover, or do you want your lover next to you? Yeah, you can hold hands virtually. You can go in virtual reality. You're here and your lover's in Rome, and y'all can have virtual sex in virtual reality. Lovely. You can do that. Would you like for your lover to be in the same bed with you while you have sex? I don't know. Are people going to I'm not completely replacing sex with virtual reality. I'm not doing it. I don't know. Some people can. It's very real. I'm wondering, how virtual do you want to get? And when do you draw the line and say, I must hug a person? I must stroke a cheek. I must see my grandbabies and rub their heads and hug up on them. When do you say that about your spiritual community? This is your family. It may not be your family of blood, it's your family of choice. It's not optional to come together. It's a must. Every time we put an event, get there. Come on, kids, I'm going. This ought to be your way of life. That I hop on planes and I go places. I hop on jets and I go places. This is what I do. Because this is a traveling community. We travel all over the world. So in April, we'll be in Dubai, as you know, next month. You have until 4/4 to register. We'll be in New Orleans for the Christian Witches Convention in May. In June and July, we will be in Cappadocia in Istanbul, Turkey. We'll see the whirling dervishes. If you've never seen the whirling dervishes, wow. We're staying in a cave in Fairyland, which is the most magical, they say it's the most magical, most enchanted place on the planet.
Mm.
And all of this, Ascension members and initiation, you all have considerable savings, all of you in the mystery school. And then we're hopping over to Mykonos, Greece, the Greek islands. And then in August and September, we'll be in Zanzibar, we'll be in Africa,
Mm-hmm.
Zanzibar, Seychelles, Maldives, Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is where we're going to see the gathering of the elephants. Happens once a year. Hundreds of elephants gather. These are the Asian elephants. So, family, pack it. If you don't have your suitcases, my suitcase is ready to roll at any given time. I got suitcases right here ready to roll. What we doing? Where we going? What we doing? Have a free life. Have an expanded life. Have a global life. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Heck not. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Galactic
I
Signature.
definitely agree.
Mhm.
Oh, it's coming. I definitely agree, Rev. I could be in this. Listen, I will break up with someone they don't own a passport. First of all, we need to get together. If you don't own a passport, what are you doing? You don't have a passport.
We don't do that.
It's quits. It's over. You know, I mean, I've held passports in 2 different countries. I've lived in 4, and I tell you, I keep a bag. Right now, I'm looking at my suitcase. It's packed. I have the other suitcase. I didn't even unpack it from the winter solstice. So I'm like, suitcases, bags packed, ready to go. Here's winter. Here's spring clothes. Here's summer. Listen, I need a community that travels because I couldn't just sit down and watch this or sit on Clubhouse all day for what? I'm like, can't wait to see my peeps. Anywho, let me take this headphone off because it is dying. Hold on, and I'll just speak up. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Oh, you can hear it now.
Okay. Okay, great. Yeah, my headphone was dying. Galactic, I had something to say, but I can't even remember. Let's just do this Galactic Signature. Lady, I love you, Queen Vashti. I can't wait till tomorrow to hear part 2. We are in 207, Blue Crystal Hand. I dedicate, Rev, let me mute you, Rev, hold on. Let me get the clear signal for the recording. Kin 207, Blue Crystal Hand. I dedicate in order to know, universalizing healing. I seal the store of accomplishment with the crystal tone of cooperation. I am guided by the power of self-generation. I dedicate in order to know, universalizing healing. I seal the store of accomplishment with the crystal tone of cooperation. I am guided by the power of self-generation. I dedicate in order to know, universalizing healing. I seal the store of accomplishment with the crystal tone of cooperation. I am guided by the power of self-generation. Blue Crystal Hand.
Delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Queen Vashti, I thank you and love you and appreciate you so much for getting up early this morning, getting dressed, being in your space, and saying yes. Thank you for your yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach, for having me. I love you with my whole soul. You know it.
I know. I love you. I love you. To the moon and beyond, forever and ever. Family, send some love to everybody on YouTube, Facebook. You know how we do.
Thank you.
Love you, fam.